I'm sitting on a fat stack of bullets here. Does anyone want to get one back?
I need one.
All right, Wayne.
Yeah, I do too, but I'll let you do that.
I only have one left. Do you have any left?
Way more than
He can roll.
All right. So a lot happened last time, and a lot kind of came out. I don't remember how we started, but I know we were. We got back to the Walmart. We kind of broke things out. Junior still kept hearing voices.
Unbeknownst to us.
Unbeknownst to us at that point.
Gil went to go play poker.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's why he wanted poker.
Then
not to go to
Gil, Poe, and Junior all went into town to. Well, Gil to just get in a fight, but
right.
When they went into town, when they went into town, Boone found that one of the beacons was turned on. Turned that off. Kind of waited for. Turned that off. Found out that Dr. Poe was responsible for his brother's death because a message came through on the truck. Everyone comes back after a epic card game where Gil won the best person from. I
did not
from the game.
Her. She's not
Convinced.
my property.
Convinced. Yeah.
Gil saw promise in one of their numbers and offered her a job. He did not win her.
So everyone gets back, and I tell them about the beacon. And Junior admits that he turned it on, but he gives us a story.
Mm-hmm.
Then I confronted Poe about the past. Rolled really poorly. Went through all my bullets trying to just punch him once and couldn't do it.
I had to use one too.
Yeah. And I go and kind of sleep. And Junior gets the message that somebody is there. So he wanders out in the woods. Followed by Poe. He meets a woman in a cloak who is part of the... We don't know anything about them, but the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
What was her name?
Gecko.
Oh yeah, we haven't met Skink yet.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to meet Skink.
Didn't you say that was for him?
Oh yeah.
That's for you. She's for you.
It's very Conan of you.
After the conversation, Poe kind of confronts Junior about it, but then they come back. Nothing really major happens that night. Boone and Poe talk, and they kind of realize that somebody is playing with them. And then the next morning, when Gil gets back, we all start talking about what we're going to do, and we don't want to go where Junior wants us to go.
And we give valid reasons.
Right.
Some pretty good reasons, yeah.
And Junior drops the bomb of, I've been talking to people.
Yeah.
And it all comes out that he has been talking to somebody that he talked to up on the space station.
And he isn't just crazy pants.
Yep. And that he turned on the beacon because they told him to turn on the beacon. And at that point, Gil asked the polite question of, is anybody somebody's bitch?
Right.
So basically, none of us have talked to any of his people.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't necessarily even think they exist, except Poe actually saw one of them in the woods and vouched for that. So at this point, we don't want to go anywhere they want us to go. So we decided we're going to do a train heist.
Mm-hmm. On an old derelict train that isn't moving.
Yep.
And hopefully it's unguarded.
Yes, it's not.
But we're going to wear cowboy hats.
Full circle, run the train.
Right. And when he mentioned that Hart's had talked to him, Hart's cameras kind of move around and he gets immediately shut off. Mm-hmm. And where we had ended...
Molly shut him off. He didn't shut himself off.
Yeah. Where we had ended things, Molly was running diagnostic to find out, what program is running on Hart's.
And we were loading Hart's up into the truck as we were leaving.
And we're bringing her with us.
Was she checking to see if he was compromised, too?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what she was checking, to see if he was compromised.
Yes. That's exactly what she is doing. And
because we'd all be dead.
Yeah, if he... Well, he'd certainly give you guys a very good run. I think he's not built for combat, but I think the reason he'd probably win is I don't think you guys are well enough armed to do anything
That's what I'm
about
about to
it.
say.
It'd be like
He's
getting
not
into a
for-
fight with a forklift.
Yeah,
It's hard to
exactly.
kill you with it, but you're not just going to punch it out.
Yeah,
And if he gets you, you're done.
Don't have to outrun Harks, just have to outrun the rest of you.
I'm pretty fast. I'm good to go.
yeah, exactly. You just have to.
Not Gil.
Yeah.
Not broken ribs.
That's right. That's right. But he has a motorcycle.
Oh, that's right.
He doesn't have to run.
Right.
So that was probably
Because-
the worst recap I've ever given, but I think it covered everything.
Okay,
I thought it was pretty good.
that's close enough.
I think the only thing
You
the only
showcase
thing you
skill,
left
and
out-
that's all I care about.
the only thing you left out isn't. I mean, it was just kind of a little. It was the Junior talking with the priest.
Oh, right.
Or the
yeah,
father.
yeah, yeah.
Father Turtle Dove.
And
Yeah.
Junior played with Blue.
Yeah.
Tried to, yeah.
Yeah.
I was tempted to.
Oh no, he played with him. He just didn't get what he wanted out of it.
Right. And he got his head pecked.
Oh, we
Yes.
have we have a machine gun now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the crazy guy can control with his crazy helmet.
Yeah, because we're gonna let him do that.
Right.
It does also have it's hooked in through the nav display, so you can also target it that way.
Gotcha. Can we all use the helmet to move it, or is it only
If he
him? and
parts with it,
Well, yeah. But I mean, it doesn't need his wacky setup.
Oh.
Anyone can put the helmet
The
on.
other big piece of information: his pacemaker isn't really a pacemaker. It has all the data from the space station.
And who put
That
it
we were on.
in?
and
I
you-
did.
Poe put it in, but
no,
he
it
gave it to him
wasn't
to
a
put in.
pacemaker.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen many a pacemaker, and this isn't a pacemaker.
But who cares? They're paying me.
Right.
All right.
I was doing what I was told.
So you guys, a lot of this stuff all came out first thing in the morning, and Marlene was left standing
I
outside.
had that warm goat's milk.
And
When I gave her coffee, too.
yep, you guys keep breaking into the ration packets.
Because it was the first day.
It'd be off so much.
It's our first day.
We only have so many of those. They're not making anymore.
You only get one chance to make a first impression.
Yeah,
Gil.
because they take out like the candy or the hot sauce and they throw the rest of it away.
And we made a great first impression by arguing and fighting when she shows up.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah, she thought we were all together.
And we
like as
did
a,
ask her to walk away.
a cohesive unit.
all right. So Marlene does now have character since I've now actually been prepared this time to integrate her. So let me reintroduce Marlene a bit. Relatively young woman, lower 20s at oldest. She has red hair. It's a little bit past her shoulders. Fairly ragged. Not a whole lot of good hair care around here.
Yet.
She is wearing a beat-up black leather jacket, think like a biker jacket sort of thing. The rest of the clothing that she's wearing is pretty much what you can scavenge. It's the same sort of survival clothes that most people
That
wear.
biker jacket is probably 100 years old.
Not bad.
And
Vintage.
or is a recent make, one of the two. And
With like zippers and everything, or like
no
metal-
zippers, but
Well, is her biker jacket 100 years old, or is it like a
Like a rawhide.
I was-
rawhide leather one?
yeah,
that
I was
they
going
make?
more. It's a recent make. It might be higher
within the
than
style
that.
of the
Yeah.
biker jacket, but yeah,
Yeah, it's higher end than this. Like somebody just
killed a deer,
Killed a
and threw
deer,
it on
yeah.
you, head and all, and
yeah, exactly. So it's higher end than that. She probably
Nice.
got won this off somebody off of that was doing river trade or something like that. So all right, you guys, this is now mid morning, and you guys have loaded up the truck and are preparing to head out of Dixon and are going to start heading off to the west towards the train tracks and toward where I think it's Ellen is the tracker's name. You haven't seen her, Ellen Kent, to where she told you. I think she was one, or maybe it was Fat Tony. One of them told you about a dead train that was out there. So you guys are headed out.
It was Molly.
no, not Molly. Molly's
I
the
thought
one.
she's the one who
robot.
told us about the
She wants to go to it because she wants metal off of it.
Yeah.
But, all right. So, as you guys drive out of town, I'd say nothing, too out of the normal in terms of the activity that's going on around the town. People are, by this point, well into their morning routine. They're getting toward the colder months, which means that now is a time that people have to. I mean, you work hard all year long, But once you start getting toward winter, you have to really work extra hard, and excuse the pun, but you kind of start sweating things a bit because you know you're getting into those colder months where things aren't going to be as easy. And so you really start stockpiling fuel and clothing and food and thinking about how you're going to make it through the winter. Because keep in mind, this town is not supported by the infrastructure of the St. Louis, greater area of interest. So if this town lives or dies, it's going to do so all on its own. And so people have been stocking up, and the river boats that haven't already found some place, I mean, they still do have times. The waters are far from frozen at this point. And some of them will even attempt to navigate throughout the colder months. But there is one that's kind of unusually large for a riverboat around here. But it's stopped right now, and there's people down by the dockside trading with the merchants and trying rather desperately to get what they can off of this thing to, well, can help them into these months. So you haven't hit the jump-off point yet where everything's going to die and you've got 3 or 4 months of hell. But it's not that far away. And you guys are, of course, quietly sitting on, or slowly whittling away at, about a year's worth of dry rations. So, all right, Molly is currently in back, which right now is empty. This is where you're going to be putting the metal, ideally. And she has Hearts opened up and has her own handheld device up connected to Hearts by wire and is checking some things over. Who's driving this thing?
I think I am. I usually am driving the truck.
Okay, so you're driving the truck, Boone.
I'm in my motorcycle if you think there's a road enough for it.
Yeah, probably so.
All right.
I mean, yeah, well, it's an off-road thing. I mean, the only question I would have, and this is just a question, not a Game Master fiat, is how much do you like riding that bike off-road with broken ribs?
I probably don't enjoy it, but Gil's not going to admit that.
Okay.
Because I could see him setting out and everything's fine, and then he gets to the off-road part, and he's like, oh, son of a bitch. But he can't show it.
Right. Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for punctured lung or pleural effusion or whatever, so...
And I am... At least the ribs are taped. I mean...
Yeah. Well, and
I
also,
wouldn't let
this
the doctor do
happened...
anything crazy to it. Actually, I went to the other doctor to get it taped.
The witch doctor.
This did also happen far enough in the past that they are... I mean, broken ribs hurt for a while, but it's not like this is fresh, straight crack, or whatever. So probably not the best idea, but yeah, okay, you've got the whole thing sort of.
I like you. I'd set you up proper.
I mean, maybe you would? I don't know. I think you do some crazy shit.
So, all right.
Anybody can tape ribs.
All right, so
And I'm really good at it.
can you move that box? That thing, because I couldn't remember your last name, Rulau. So, okay, Julius Jr., what are you doing?
I'm sitting in the shotgun position, with my feet up on the dash and my helmet on, and I've actually got a compass and a pre-war road atlas.
Okay.
That I'm flipping through, and I'm like, I think we want to turn left up here.
But the Road Atlas of Nevada.
Right. I don't know really if I'm looking at the right stuff or not, but I'm like, I think there's a Stuckey's down this way.
So, do you have anything that would uniquely help or hurt you with this task?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Just give me a 2d6 plus intelligence then, or perception, your choice. Smarts,
Yeah.
I just make
That
Catherine's off.
is, yeah, that's not good. So that is a 12.
Say 12. Was that a snake eyes and a 10? Or?
No, it's a 3 and a 1, and my smarts is 8.
Okay, so it's the 10 total. Okay, so nothing he's telling you, Boone, makes sense whatsoever.
That's okay. I'm tuning him out.
Okay, so Boone, would you give me 2d6, your choice between smarts and perception?
Smarts. That'll be much better than his. So 17.
Okay, you do notice simply by looking every so often at things like, the position of the sun, and things like some of the road signs that are still intact that mention compass direction, or southeast west, that the nav computer on the truck is leading you south when you want to be going southwest. In fact, it's actually kind of leading you southeast-ish when you want to be going more. Like, it's leading you south by southeast when you really want to be headed more like west by southwest. So it's leading you about, over 90 degrees off.
Hey, Poe,
Yeah.
I think this thing's hacked.
Hacked.
What?
It's telling us to go the wrong direction.
You're
No, I'm on the.
side.
I'm kind of like, I'll ride forward and kind of sort of scout, and then I'll circle around because the motorcycle is more agile and faster than the truck is. I'll circle round back, and then I'll ride up again and stuff. So I'm kind of like orbiting around.
Pull over. Just pull over for a second. Let's figure this out.
He'll rides up after a moment.
I give all of that, and then when you pull it,
Yeah.
I think our nav computer's hacked.
I look at Junior.
It wasn't me.
Junior, come on, man.
No, serious. I'm going analog here.
Marlene,
Are you looking for that Stuckies again?
It's right here.
No, it isn't.
Has anybody contacted you or anything right now? Like in the last hour or so?
No, not since you guys yelled at me. They haven't talked to me.
So I kind of pull Gil over. Like, you think we can trust him?
You want me to tap into
I
the
don't
nav
trust
computer
anybody.
and the navigation and see if it's been
Shit, I went
compromised?
to that other doctor for my ribs. What do you think?
I fucking
I can do it. I mean, yeah, I've just watched what you do.
Yeah, well, they're talking.
You'll be fine. Just breathe.
He asked about tapping into the nav computer to see if it's compromised. And I figure it's either compromised or not, so I told him go ahead and try.
Okay, so Marlene hops out of the truck, hands in her pockets, just kind of looking around. Junior, smarts on this, and you have a computer skill, don't you?
Well, abstract technology design.
Abstract, okay, so it really isn't abstract technology design, so it's just 2d6
2d6 plus intelligence.
Yeah.
So
Well, no, I'll give it to you because you're looking for tampering. That's abstract technology design. So yeah, I'll give it to you.
That did not help.
no, but so that's
I tried.
yeah, appreciate it. 15.
Okay, so when you start looking at the nav computer, you, as you're trying to work through it, you don't know if it's been tampered with or not. You don't see any immediate sign of it. You don't really have a baseline to work off of. But what you do notice is you just try some simple things like turn it off, turn it back on, whatnot, that it does sort itself back out and actually shows you guys facing the real direction you're actually facing, which is not the way you wanted to be going.
There's no internet. And you see Gil kind of hobble up and he's holding his side. He goes, there's no internet. Where the hell is this thing getting its information from?
There's still satellites.
Okay,
It got a broadcast before.
but where's the hack coming from, you nerds?
Well, I didn't say it was hacked. Boone said it was hacked. Maybe it was just it just need to be
It
recalibrated.
would either be coming from him, which I don't think it was, or his people. And he does the air quotes thing. If they can hack hearts, they
Yeah,
can
that's
hack
not
this
been
thing.
proven.
Marlene, hearing this, she walks around the side of the van where you guys are. What is hacking? I mean,
It's
For those who don't know,
Remotely connecting to a computer system and compromising it.
changing things.
What they said.
okay.
all that nerd shit.
It's amazing you guys have a computer. Who have you pissed off that would want to fuck with your computer?
Yes,
I mean,
Junior.
Well, the only thing that they'd be pissed off about is that we're not going where they want us to go.
Okay. I got two.
So this thing is telling you where it wants you to go?
Well, it's saying where we are, and it obviously was glitchy because when I turned it off and turned it back on, it reset itself.
I think we're not going to use it to get where we're going from this point.
Two things. Here's what I want. Two things, right? Number one, let's get on his fucking Stuckey's map here the proper route, and we'll use that. Like you say, we'll go analog. Somebody figure that
I got
out.
my
I
compass.
agree.
Two, where was that, and he points at the GPS, taking us?
Only thing on that was the corpse dresser.
The fuck is the You're asking us about hacking, and you have something called the corpse dresser?
I don't have something called the corpse dresser.
Thank God.
The only thing that direction's Amboy.
Yeah.
I've never been down there. You don't go down there.
To Amboy.
No, that's where we. Well, that's
Shut.
Because I've been told that there's apparently like some big buildings half buried, and in one of them there's a guy. I think it's probably more of a legend than anything else. They call the corpse dresser because he supposedly decorates all around the outside of his building with dead bodies.
Maybe put some skulls on spikes.
I thought maybe you were talking about a mortician.
No, I mean he might be a mortician. I don't know what he does.
But there's supposed
Or
to be
they.
only one guy? Yeah,
That's
see?
how the legend goes. Oh, hey, it's a ghost story.
Right.
I'm just telling you this is how the story goes. But I just never had the interest to go check it out.
Yeah, who would want to go there?
Yeah, me either. Let's not do that.
The,
Ever.
What, does this corpse dresser guy? Is he like? Is he tech savvy?
I don't know how else
Why?
would I
How
know?
could he hack our nav computer?
I don't know. Does he have a sideline and boxes full of skulls, too?
You want to go ask him, Junior?
Yeah, it's the voices in your head that want us to go there, not him.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Analog map.
Agreed.
2 was answered in a very odd fashion, but cool. How long do we need?
How long do you think it'll take to get there?
Yeah, and if you actually know where you're going, probably not more than about 30 minutes.
How long will it take to figure out where we're going?
I'll be okay. You have a physical map.
Right.
Now, granted, not all the roads are there, but there's enough you can still make, landmarks off of this.
I
One of
apparently
you
have a
just said
good
you-
enough sense of direction to know we were going the wrong way.
Well, yeah. So you got the sun to go off of. One of you already mentioned having a physical compass,
Yeah, that's me.
so you could use that. Assuming it's not like a.
Yeah, so I pull out.
I was assuming when you say compass, you have like an actual magnetic.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, shooting azimuths and all that stuff.
Okay. So then, yeah, you're pretty sure you can figure this out.
We'll get there in under an hour.
Okay. When do we head out?
We can just turn this computer off, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we? Why
Does
are you
that thing
asking us?
Does anything on this ridiculous truck transmit?
Probably.
It's got a transmitter on it.
Hey, you guys want to turn this fucking computer back on?
No.
That has our gun run through it. You keep it turned off, we can't shoot that gun. You turn it off, his crazy bitches he's making up gonna start killing us.
So,
And I don't mean like maybe Hearts will do it because he's strong. I mean like brap,
Okay.
and we're cut in half.
So, Plan 1 is on hold for the moment. We have a new Plan 1.
wouldn't you want to turn that off? They can control that too.
We're going to rewire the gun, or at the very least, we're going to unhook it from the computer and do it analog.
Yeah. Why don't you get on that? My hands are filthy from these peanuts.
What? Oh, you son of a...
I was wondering while that crunching was off.
I can fix that.
I'll sit in the gun. I don't trust Junior.
Well, Junior's got to
There's nothing
navigate.
to sit in. I mean, it doesn't have like a chair or something.
Well, I think is there like a? I'm assuming it's like a hole, right? But like we can.
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
what I thought.
So
Yeah,
you mean
yeah.
you're going up to the gun? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. You
Like
said
standing
sitting. I'm
or
like, it's
whatever.
not a tank turret. Okay, I
yet.
got you.
I'm going to try to disconnect it and get it going analog.
Okay. Well, it's easy to disconnect. I mean, roll that and just like don't.
It's Wayne
I,
Dan.
Okay.
I can fix that. It's my competency.
Okay. Don't wane this.
Pretty close to.
All right. So you got to say, I mean, this is going to be fine. Yeah.
Now, how complicated is the gun itself? As far as since we had to kind of take it off of a helicopter to put it on this, I mean, is it?
The gun itself. Okay. So
Because the reason I ask is because my incompetence is mechanics. So if it's like, here, touch this to that and do this, like, I'm gonna.
No, because the
Right.
base design of the gun was that it was operating off of a series of motors that would just rotate it, and then whoever's holding it, has the ability to angle it in one direction or another. That's a little bit of a limited angle of fire because the van itself does get in the way a bit. So don't try to shoot too low.
Follow it through
in terms of actually firing it or actually using it, it's not all that difficult.
Pretty simple.
Now, I mean, yes, it was a transplant job. Keep in mind that who did the transplant job was Hartz, who is 100% built and 100% accurate at doing this kind of thing.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can't machine it more accurately than him because he is a machining machine.
Yeah.
That's what he is built
I
to
just wanted
do.
to make sure I wasn't getting into it and then, like, not telling anybody and just going, fuck, I have no idea.
Now, if you turn back on the computer, you can also remote side it from either the nav screen or with connection to his helmet.
Yeah. And I say, why don't we just leave the gun off? Because, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of ammo. And if he's going to manually shoot it, we don't have tracer rounds. He wouldn't be able to figure out how he's going to target. Without the computer, you can't target that.
What if we run into a dinosaur?
Well, I guess there's always that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it ready and not use it than need it and not have it.
Okay.
That's why I always said. That's why I got these peanuts out. I'd rather have
I
them than
walked
not
over
need
to him
them.
and I slapped the peanuts out of his
My
hand.
fucking, you know how hard it is to get peanuts down here?
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna have to walk all the way back to
Oh
town
my
to get out another
God.
packet and hope it has
Damn it.
peanuts in it. The first 3 I tried, not a damn.
What? God! Like, Gil starts kicking the side of the van. He's so
It's
angry.
that dried ass sweet and sour chicken they loaded it up with. I think
Oh
it's.
my God!
Tony. Your peanuts are gone. Here, have some of my cashews.
Oh my God! I can't deal with you people anymore. I get on my bike. I start riding down in the direction we're going. I can't deal with it. I'm gonna kill somebody.
I assume you're, like, grumbling on, like,
So many. Oh my God! Throw the food away. Do you even keep the hot sauce?
you know you guys are going to cause them to have an embolism. Right?
That's the goal.
All right, so you guys now have the gun on a manual control, well, an assisted manual control. But Boone, or excuse me, Poe rather, are you staying up in the gun?
Yeah, I might as well.
Okay,
I mean,
so you're gonna stay up in the hatch. Okay, it's a little bit sucky because you ain't got goggles, you don't have a face mask, and yet, well, of course, I guess on the flip side though, the van's not moving all
I
that
had a mask on
fast.
my inventory. Like
I thought it was a surgical mask.
It's like a breather mask, like a
Oh, you actually have like a full.
Self-clean?
just for
Okay, so it's only for the lower part of your
Yeah.
face. Well, okay, you do still have a cold wind hitting your face as you drive, or as Boone drives. So it's not entirely comfortable, but it's not killing you. It's just an annoyance.
And it's
Here you
like
go,
I'm
mirrored
hitting.
sunglasses. I have mirrored sunglasses.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
I'm
that's right,
hitting
yeah.
every pothole,
So I'm wearing mirrored sunglasses and a fucking rebreather mask.
every pothole, every tree branch that's growing on the road. It's like I have a magnet for each one of them.
Busted your limbs on
Oh
the turret
shit!
ring.
Sorry.
I've fallen out of it a couple times by now. Like,
So as you guys are driving, Marlene is chewing on a weed that she picked up, and is
Thank you.
So, Becker. So we the most fucked up group you've ever ridden with?
she thinks for a moment. Yeah. So your car here wants you to go see the corpse dresser.
Yep. Apparently.
Don't think maybe she'd get rid of the car? People are making it down here without these, you know.
Yeah, but it's mighty handy.
she's probably pretty impressed with our sweet ride, since she's probably never seen something this pristine, right?
And then we'd have to find something else to put that gun on and put the shark on top of, so.
What the hell is a shark?
Oh. We're going to put a shark on top. A shark's a giant fish.
You're
But
gonna
scary. We're going to put it on top of the gun so it fires out flames.
He's seen every single episode of Shark Week. The station had.
And on a loop.
Yep.
You gonna go up to the lakes to get a giant fish? Where are you gonna get a giant fish?
Oh, no,
from?
it's not going to be a real fish. It's going to be made of metal and painted and look like a fish.
You want?
We got the idea from the rat
So
bears.
okay,
The
I know
rat
you- all right.
bears have a reputation because they scare people because they're dressed like bears.
No, rad bears have a reputation because to join the gang, the qualifier is literally killing a bear.
What's scarier, a bear or a fucking shark that fires fire?
All right. If I told you I knew someone, I don't, but let's just say I did, that I knew someone who, with nothing more than a long knife, had killed a bear versus something pulled out of the water that instead of shooting water shoots fire, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, but you gotta get up close to kill the bear with a knife. We kill from a distance.
Yeah, but wouldn't people expect to get sprayed with water and think it's nothing of it?
How scary?
Who gets scared
How
of
scary is
water?
That's my
not scary.
point.
That doesn't make any sense. Mark.
No.
That's my point. A fish isn't threatening. Why don't you have like a fire-breathing dragon?
Oh, if you'd ever seen
Oh, dragon.
videos of these fish, they're scary.
And you don't need to eat that weed. I got some crackers and cheese here.
They had,
God damn it!
they had sharp teeth.
As he drives by, I will munch on one of my crackers.
Oh, wait. Oh, my left arm's numb.
I taste copper. I smell toast.
See if I get some nitroglycerin.
Don't worry about me. Just shoot them in the face.
Your dying words would kill them all, please.
Molly closes a panel on hearts and starts tightening it back up. She's like, yeah, check some was off. Whatever he was running is not what he's supposed to be running. Can't tell you to what degree. Really not my area of expertise. I built him, but I didn't build the part that makes him go. The
Software?
It's not software, it's more like firmware, but yeah, I guess you call it software. I didn't write that though. I
can
bought
check
that.
into it if you want me to.
No, I prefer you didn't. I can boot him back up. I've also taken all of his transmitters offline, so the only way to interact with him now is to get him to lay down and open him up, which I'm going to make sure he doesn't do for anyone but me.
That sounds like a good idea. And I was kind of afraid we were going to have to load this thing up ourselves. Because that's going to be a bitch.
It's pretty heavy.
I'm going to finish getting him started up, and I'm going to have to reset some of his parameters because I had to wipe a little more than I wanted to get him clean.
We'll find out who did this to him.
She looks at the back of his head and...
No matter who it is.
I'm just bopping. To my own, like, inner
I'm assuming
music.
you're looking at like a rearview mirror or something, like talking to her. Or are you like driving, doing this?
I'm not
shit?
even looking back. I'm just...
Oh.
Just
I'm
talking to her.
Just talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marlene, we got to do something about that hair. Just saying.
About what hair?
We're going to fix your hair.
She grabs at her hair. She's like, what's wrong with it? Is it like falling out?
No. We need to style it differently. That's my thing.
What?
Yeah. Here, you want the... I can give you a rag to cover your hair up with now, but...
My hair's fine, you asshole. What? Why do I need a rag on my head?
Because your hair's all over the place. How do you see through that?
Because it's not in front of my eyes?
Molly, your hair is beautiful, but he really could make it look better.
What the fuck?
Wow.
It's beautiful. It's fine the way it is, definitely. But I may not trust him right now for
The man
hacking
knows
with
hair.
things, but the man knows hair. I mean, I've seen what he's done in
No wonder
town.
you guys have to leech off the mayor if, like, your expertise from space... I mean, you come from up there and somehow you come down here and your expertise is hair?
Well, that's one of them.
He's a hair savant.
Would you all shut the fuck up and drive this fucking thing?
I steered
it's fucking
towards
cold
Apostle.
I was getting all surly because it's cold. Just saying.
You're the type of guy who, if a girl says, "I'm thirsty," you would hand her a Slim Fast.
You're thirsty, but you could use a little weight.
Yeah, all I gotta say is at this point, I as the game master, do not have to worry about role playing any sex at any point in this game. So, all right, you guys drive for a ways and eventually do find the train tracks now that you're following a magnetic compass and a drawn map.
And literal train tracks now.
Yeah, now literal train tracks. So the plot's getting a bit railroady. But you guys do find the train tracks. That makes it fairly easy to follow. Gil, maybe not entirely pleasant to follow, depending on where you're at.
Well, I mean, is there enough of an easement that I can ride
Yes.
on the side?
I mean,
If I have to jump
usually,
over, yeah, that's fine.
because nature's not cooperated with that easement.
If it is more than about 5 minutes of riding on the rails,
Because that's going to hurt like a...
then I'm like actually signaling them, and I'll do a Miyako. I'm like, okay, can't do it.
Okay.
Can't do it.
So when you guys are getting relatively close, you don't think you're more than a couple miles off from the spot where the train is, assuming Ellen's information was correct, which she's reliable, probably was. Gil tags out, and
We
His
stop.
face is red, and he's like, open the back.
And Molly's heart's up.
I'm going to give you.
actually,
Or
Hearts is
I'm gonna give you
Hearts at
some
this
pain
point is actually
medicine.
sitting up.
Actually, is there a ramp to the back of it that he could just ride up?
Yeah.
Or? Okay, never mind. Now we
Yeah.
drop the ramp.
Hearts could
I go up
physically take
Knight
it
Rider
off.
style.
What do I roll for random pills again?
Yeah,
Is it
because-
3 or 2?
Are you trying to pick one out?
yeah, I'm
or-
trying to pick one out.
trying to get a pain pill.
Then whatever your medical skill is, plus smarts to see if you can identify the pill.
I roll 3 though, right?
Yes, pick the best two.
18.
Okay, no, that's very sufficient. Yeah, you really do genuinely find a pain pill.
Or not 18, I'm sorry, 16. My
Oh,
bad.
16.
Yeah.
Okay. You would still be in the right ballpark. You're not.
The right ballpark.
This might make you a little sleepy, or it might make you shit.
Or it's going to give you a 5-hour boner.
Yeah. No, when I say right
It's gonna
ballpark,
feel
I mean,
good.
Yeah.
this is a feel better pill.
Yeah.
You're sure of that. You just can't remember exactly what kind of pain pill this is.
I want to roll my social, because obviously Poe's going to come at me and say, no, this is fucking morphine, man. Take it.
No,
What
I'm
do
coming
you
at you. I'm
tell
so
him?
mad about the fucking jab you had at me. Like, fucking take this. It's gonna help.
All right, I take it.
Okay.
Because I've been out in the cold, and he's miserable, and he's pissed off.
Give me 2d6.
And I'm
just tell me
cranky because
what you want.
I've been in the cold.
Yep.
Not on a motorcycle, listening
2d6 from
to
yes,
these
yes.
assholes talk about some bitch's hair.
A 6 and a 1.
6 and 1. So said okay. It does not, as once it kicks in, it does not completely eliminate the pain, but does take the edge off of it.
Okay.
So you're guessing whatever he gave you was not all that strong.
Yeah.
But it does what it's supposed to do, and it's not knocking you out. So it's
Hey, Gil. Molly verified Hearts was compromised.
I've got my flight suit on, but it's so hot up in the, where the heater's blowing at me, I've got it actually pulled down and rolled down to my waist. Oh, you guys are freezing. I'm like, can we turn this down? I'm dying here. I'm literally melting up here.
I'm fuming right now. Like, I'm just like,
We're just staring daggers at you. Like,
I've never been so mad.
you take one ankle, I'll take the other, and then we'll both make a wish.
Say when.
As soon as the door shuts, I start driving again.
okay. You guys,
Whether they're settled or
you
not.
start driving, and as you start driving, Hearts, having a fully rotatable head, looks over his shoulder at Junior. Says, "I was running a sub-processing routine to determine your name. I cannot recall what the other name was. However, it was on a counter, and it is currently stopped at bitch."
Oh, right, yeah.
What's above bitch?
I do not recall.
You know what's below bitch?
I do not recall.
Well, bitch works.
Oh. No, it was supposed to be every, like,
It's supposed to be every 10.
Every 10.
I've been counting. He called you Junior 10 times.
Now
He
it's
was
stuck.
on bitch, and then Molly reset him. So now all he knows is bitch. He has no idea what he was, because he had hit bitch in his loop, and now that's where he is.
It's frozen.
And I seriously, they had been counting every time he called you Junior.
I like the idea that she saw that.
It took about.
I'm leaving that.
Seriously, it took 3 games. This is the 3rd game because it took 2 games for him to work through the juniors.
Yeah, because I remember when we first did that, you were saying Junior often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, when he says bitch, I just kind of go, no, I like look around like, who's he talking about? Oh, me. Oh, you weren't supposed to do it. Wasn't he supposed to change that? I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm not currently accepting parameters from anyone except my primary operator, which is not you.
Right.
What's his name?
His name is registered as bitch.
That's right.
I do not know if you have a surname.
It doesn't matter.
Just Mr. Bitch, I guess.
Punk ass. His surname is Punk ass.
Bitch punk ass. Mr. Punk ass.
Punk ass bitch.
Punk ass bitch. Punk is his first name, ass is his middle name, bitch is his last name.
Then bitch would be his surname.
That's right.
Yes.
Very well, Mr. Punk A bitch.
You can just call me PA.
I will not.
Oh. Oh, it's like being back in the yard.
Damn, I miss Lovin'. You ever wonder what happened to Lovin'? You think, shit, is he having peanuts and cashews right now?
Are you having peanuts and cashews?
I'm
right
not. You knocked my fucking peanuts on the ground. You think I'm wasting them. You wasted them.
Damn, Tony, you too good to eat them off the floor?
Thank you for this pill. It's saving the entire crew's life.
I'd have gave you something stronger, but I wanted you to have to bear this with me.
I do a manly shoulder clap. I understand.
All right, you guys arrive at the front end of the train. It looks like once upon a time in history, this train was headed more or less eastward on the tracks, and now simply sits here. The engine has been picked over somewhat. Parts of it are open. Pieces have been removed from the train's actual power plant. And when I say engine, I'm talking about the locomotive here. Right? But literally the locomotive's actual engine has also been picked over. Behind that are several boxcars. This was a cargo train that most of which, if not all of which, have been thrown open, ransacked, but it's hard to tell because, like a lot of cargo trains, this one's fairly long. I mean, you could probably follow this thing back a good 1/8 of a mile, quarter mile or so.
Do I have binoculars? I thought I...
Yeah, you requested that at some point in return for something. I forget what. You requested binoculars for something. I don't remember what. I remember I gave it to you, so that's fine. I
climb up on the train, the engine, till I'm on the roof of it, and I'm like looking at with my binoculars at the length of the train and kind of a little bit.
Most of the cars are on the tracks. Some of them have fallen off the tracks. It looks like near the end of the train, parts of it actually derailed. You don't know how fast this train was going. The fact that the derailment didn't carry farther up the train is a sign that it may not have been going all that fast. You're not sure even what stopped this train because you don't see any track obstructions that look that old, nor does the track itself under the train seem to be in any disrepair, and there was no nuke that hit close enough for that to be the cause. So you're not sure if maybe the engineer just stopped. We saw them blast, if he just stopped.
Or if there even was an engineer.
Yeah, it might have been automated. Something could have simply, the EMP ensuing or whatever, could have simply shut it down. You're not sure what this train's story is, but there is unquestionably a whole lot beneath all the junk and foliage and rust and such. There definitely is some usable metal here, quite a bit of it, in fact.
I start walking on the roofs of the trains back.
Okay.
I'm going to check my band scanner and make sure there's no signals coming in, or no signals around. Because I'm a bit paranoid after I...
Give me a 2d6. This is a luck check, so it's just how high do you roll? No, everything was clean.
Okay.
Don't believe him. Matter of fact, as positive as he was about how clean it was, I feel the opposite.
So yeah, everything appears to be clean. Hearts gets up and then gets out of the train, or excuse me, out of the van, walks down the back ramp. Molly follows behind him.
I'm going to focus on the engine and look, see if there are any parts that are still usable that haven't been picked over.
Okay.
More mechanical than...
Molly's actually doing the same thing, though she's digging past the mechanical components, is actually looking at the electrical components, because you guys, with her consent, cannibalized some bits of her flight controls for the gun control. So, not all of them. She's still got most of them off the helicopter, but she's still looking for additional parts. And Hearts is... Right now, Hearts is simply walking the length of the train and is just, you guess, looking at it, scanning it. You're not really sure what Hearts is capable of, but Hearts is just walking the length of the train, looking at it.
I think I'll help Molly. I'll pull things back and hold it so she can get into the electronics.
Yeah, she finds them. She's like, all right, hold that one there. Oh, yeah. All right, I think it's probably the best. I'm going to get out here. And she grabs the tool off one of her belt pouches and starts dismantling pieces and stuffing them away, and some of them she just puts on the ground to be picked up later, and she does have a canvas bag with her. Some of it she puts in there.
Okay. That's all I'm doing.
I'm just walking the length of the train until it's like spilled over and I can't do it anymore.
Okay. You got a head start, so Hearts is walking about 50, 75 feet behind you. Mm-hmm. Just about, his head is turned looking straight at the train, though his body's walking 90 degrees off that, parallel to the train. Mm-hmm. Chad, give me I don't think you have anything to help with this, so just 2d6 in perception, unless you have something unique for figuring out situations or tracking or... Nope. Okay. So 8 plus
10, 13.
So 13. So an average success. Okay. Gil, toward the back of the train, you do see right at the back of the train, so the very, very tail end of the train, there are hoof prints that are in the ground. That hoof prints don't last 50, 75 years.
Right.
These are pretty damn recent. And they come up to the train and then break off to the right and go into the woods.
Has it rained recently?
No.
Okay. I put my hand on I put my hand on my gun on the handle of it, and I go into the woods. I jump down off the train. Obviously not bodily from the top car. I work my way down, and then I go into the woods. I don't go very far, but I kind of get in there and kind of peek in there.
Give me another perception check. I mean, unless you roll way above or way below what you... Oh, hey, you rolled pretty good there.
9, 17.
17.
Or, 9, that's 15.
So I wasn't that far behind him. And Gil, do you see something? Because I saw you put your hand on your gun.
Yeah. And now I'm just like, I put my hand up and I'm like, can I give you a... And then I say...
Fall, kind of like sneak up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hearts turns and... Okay, he starts walking back toward the front of the train. Alright, so you guys start going off into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
We hold hands, we have a picnic.
Absolutely.
Kick ass, okay.
Yeah, kick ass.
That's metal.
This is the most bitchin' picnic ever.
Dude, I got 2 slices of pie and cold fried chicken.
I got a bag of drugs.
Yeah!
What you don't have is peanuts.
Well, we got nuts.
Too soon. Too soon, man.
Alright, so as you start walking off into the woods, you hear something large thrashing in the fallen leaves ahead. Now, there's a few fallen trees and things like that that are obstructing your views. Whatever it is on the ground. but there's something very large thrashing in the leaves.
I
ahead
take
of
my
you.
pistol out, but I don't have it up. I have it like down,
Okay.
and I get behind a tree, and I check back. I want to see where he is.
Okay. There's one of the fallen trees that's close to the leaves that are getting moved. Something hits it and hits it hard because this whole tree jumps, and you don't think a human would be capable of that.
So I would hear that, and I would immediately.
Oh yeah, there's no way you didn't hear that. Being right there.
Stealth
It's a
is
rhinoceros.
agility.
Have those in Illinois?
Yes.
16.
Okay. So all right, you kind of
Shit! It got Poe.
are you it's gone. So do you stealth as in like you're moving toward it, or stealth as in like you just take a hiding spot?
I
like
was
the Predator.
Like I was, yeah. I'm like hiding. So at first I was, we were walking back. I'm assuming we were just walking, not
Right,
necessarily
right.
being super quiet. But
Yeah.
But after that, I'm watching where I step. I'm taking very soft steps, trying to avoid things, peeking behind stuff.
Okay. Give me. So you're holding basically still. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cut back to you guys. Junior, what are you doing?
I get out when everybody kind of goes their own direction. And is there so there's an engine like farther down or where are we at?
Locomotive? No, like you guys parked the van right by the
Yeah.
locomotive.
So and they're pulling out electrical
Oh,
components.
this
and-
bathroom does not work.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
it completely. Carl had it remodeled,
I hope
so
I pee very loud so the mic picks up.
I hope you close the door because yeah, that's.
Oh no! Oh no!
Do me proud.
So as they're looking for electrical components and mechanical components, was there a computer system? Was this a fully automated like linked computer?
If it was not fully automated, it may have had a human in there simply to override or be a failsafe, possibly. It certainly does have a compartment for a human engineer, but it definitely had some degree of automation. However, right now, that's what Molly is taking apart, is the computer pieces.
Oh, okay. All right. Is there like an actual is there a black box or some sort of storage unit or something like that? Or is she taking that also?
That's what she's pulling apart.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then I guess I'm just I go to pull reach my hand like I'm gonna grab and look at a mechanical or electronic component, and she smacks my hand away and starts grabbing the things.
No, actually, she's kind of up. Wayne, give me a perception check. Well,
8.
no, you ain't at A. Roll D6 and subtract it from your perception.
All right, so 5 minus. My perception 6.
So 1. 1. Okay.
Oblivious.
So Wayne, Molly is about.
Your hair really is pretty.
Well, Marlene's wandering around, but Molly is up to her waist in the locomotive, trying to reach back to grab parts. And she probably has you holding something up so she could reach under there. You don't see a damn thing. Molly is not that oblivious, but Molly is not aware at the moment.
Let me guess. Wayne blew his dice roll.
Snake eyes.
He's the first person
On a perception.
in Skies of Glass to literally his sum total is 1.
X.
The only way he can top that is, her 0 or negative number. At a
Oh,
negative-
he'll strive to achieve.
yeah, at a negative number, I actually probably would have had something bad happen, but...
You went blind.
My perception is some blind eyes.
So, Junior, what is it you put your hand on?
Well, I look. What I was thinking is probably some sort of a storage device for the memory cell or something like that. That
Volatile memory or non-volatile memory?
non-volatile.
Okay. The difference is volatile memory is like the RAM in your computer. It's like
Okay.
the memory.
Yeah,
Non-volatile memory is like your hard drive.
yeah, hard drive. Right.
So you're going for something like a hard
yeah,
drive.
like a storage. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going for that kind of long-term storage unit. Okay.
Right.
So, all right. As you reach down to grab it, your helmet kicks on. No, the one to the left of it.
I immediately just reached to the left and grabbed that one.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
I knew it.
Junior,
Somebody's gonna get code red.
really I'm terribly disappointed that we didn't make it Tam Boy.
I know. but he's called the corpse dresser. That's pretty cool.
I am unfamiliar with the corpse dresser. I heard them use that name. I don't know who that is.
That's what Marlene calls the guy in the Skull Mountain.
You know that if he's real, I'll protect you from him.
Well, sure. But yeah, the problem is, my friends don't really want to go there. So, hey, if you could do me a favor and have Gecko and Skink come and like meet him, they really want to meet him, and maybe they can convince them to go.
I know about your meeting, but I don't know who they are. Perhaps if you were able to attach me to some kind of communication device, I could see if I can find out who they are.
Oh, okay. Well, that shouldn't be too hard.
Thank you, Junior.
Does this machine have communicate? It should have some sort of an uplink, right? Oh, it might be old.
This model was tracked from a remote location, both terrestrial and by satellite. If you can get me around to their side of the locomotive, I might be able to talk you through connecting me to an uplink without them being able to see you.
Who?
Your friends.
Oh, well, I mean, they want to know too.
Are you sure they're your friends?
Well, that's a good question. Well,
They
I've
don't.
been asked that a lot lately.
They don't trust you. They don't treat you well.
yeah,
I would never call you a bitch.
I know. Well, Hearts can't help it. To be fair, he's stuck on that on the thing. He was actually doing a lot better.
And I would have fixed him.
I know.
But, Junior, Hearts is a simple machine. But who told the simple machine to call you a bitch?
I don't recall.
It all blurs together after long enough, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, how do you really? When things happen so much, you just kind of tune it out, So.
I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to know.
Oh. Well.
But you know I care deeply about you, Junior, don't you?
Well, yeah. Well, okay. If you so if I hook you up, then you'll be able to let me know who they are.
I can try.
Yeah, because my friends really want to talk to them. I think that would probably be best.
I'll try.
Okay.
For you,
Appreciate that.
not for them.
No, well, I mean that you just don't know them.
Junior,
Mm-hmm.
I do know them. I know more about them than you do.
Oh. Well,
The death of Boone's brother is only one of the many things I know about Dr. Poe, for example.
See, that's what you get for giving background to the GM.
I know.
the problem is, people don't like when other people know things that they don't want them to know, and that scares people. And I think doing things like that, when you showed Boone about Poe and his brother, that really upset him.
But it also made him change. It made him act. It made him move forward with courage.
And it did almost like make them closer friends.
I think
I don't know about that.
Well, they do act differently around each other now.
Junior, I think you're right. I think what these friends of yours need is a little more fear.
Oh my god. This is horrifying.
Well, I don't know if you think so.
The panel in front of you that has the worn off numbers that starts with 563,
Yeah.
remove that panel.
All right, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty rusty. I'm gonna have to go get a screwdriver or something.
Get what you need. We'll have to work quickly. I was hoping to have Hearts to help,
Yeah,
but he's
well,
now beyond my reach.
Yeah. Well, let me see what I can do. Hey, Boone,
Yeah.
you got a Phillips head screwdriver?
Yeah. They'll toss the screwdriver.
Thanks, man. I won't break it, I swear.
Don't lose it.
Okay.
I want Phil back in the same piece and give it to you.
Hearts walks back to Boone, you and Molly. Molly is now like digging around on the ground, trying to find something that's gone missing. She's trying to she's like, where did the processing unit go? I pulled it out. I said it right here. The hell? She leans back in there. She's like, did I not take it out? I had you hold this up, right?
Yeah.
The red cable? That's what was under there. It's gone now.
Somebody have taken it? I kind of look around.
Give me a 2d6 in perception, and this is going to be an astound me in the opposite of a Wayne way.
11.
Okay, no.
Oh. He got an 11, Dan. He's really
Okay,
trying.
for Wayne, that's astounding. But that's not astounding. Period. That's not an
I mean, I'm thinking we need to
unqualified
get
astounding.
flowers or something. I'm really happy.
Hearts stops at Molly. Gravel, a great deal of metal, of a few alloys, one living organism, human. What should we prioritize for taking?
Whoa, did he just say one living organism human?
Yes, there is a living human in one of the cars. Are we slave traders?
No, we're
We
not.
are
Which
not.
car?
All right, you
An
guys.
opportunity, no.
All right, so you guys back in the woods.
Branching out the business.
Leaves thrashing around. Poe is taking up a hiding spot. You got your hand on your gun.
And I'm talking to Poe, but Poe, I turn around, Poe's not there.
You're hearing from the leaves. You're hearing really loud breathing, really loud labored breathing, very deep.
All right. Well,
What kind of gun do you have again?
a 45.
I don't know.
Fuck it. I step out and I take a look.
Okay.
I don't peek out. I step out.
When you step out, the thrashing stops, and a horse with a broken leg lying on its side looks up at you, partial confusion, partial visibly pained look.
I say nothing. I don't look at it. I walk over there. I put a bullet in its head.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Poe, yeah, I mean, of course, Poe, you see this, you witness this. You guys from a distance hear a gunshot.
I just got.
Pretty loud one.
Yeah, so the last thing I'd ask was which car was the human in?
I've seen every single episode of Little House on the Prairie the station had.
Yeah, but I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, cool, a horse. Fuck, I could probably mend its leg. And I'm thinking in my head, oh, man, how long would that take? And all
You
of a
mend its
sudden, you're
brain?
like, shoot it in the head. Fuck!
Yep.
I'm like, fuck, I'm down to 4 bullets.
Yeah, so I wanted to know
Yeah,
from
we're
Hearts
wasting
which
a bullet.
car
I got
had
a
a
knife.
person in it.
Knife the fucking thing.
It is in the second.
That's a psychopath answer right there, man.
It is in the second car back from this one.
Clean kill.
Okay. I am running back to that car.
Okay, as soon as Hart says is in the second car back from that one, you hear somebody kicking metal, and okay, so I'm assuming. All right, so let's imagine train going east to west. Okay, so train stretched laterally.
At least it wasn't right.
You guys are on the south. I've been picturing on the south side of the train. That's where you're walking along, where the horse was found. Where you guys. All right, Junior, you were on the north side of the train.
Yes.
Which is where Helmet has you picking through the
That would be amazing if her name was actually Helmut.
Helmut.
Darth Helmet.
Her name is Blanket.
Blanket.
I forget if she even actually has a name.
It's the Helmut.
No, that's ignorant.
Igmar.
I know what I don't know what she's referring to. I forget she actually has a name. All right, but point is, she or that's the side you're on because that's where she has you trying to get at part of the of the transmitter,
Right.
and you're getting by her instructions pretty close when all of a sudden 2 cars back you're somebody kicking at the big sliding doors that
Yeah.
are on box cars. Someone is kicking at one trying to dislodge it. Enough rust falls through that it gets pushed open just far enough, and a scraggly, undernourished, not like starving to death, but undernourished, very skinny, gaunt-looking guy, dressed in road leathers. When I say road leathers, now I am talking like
100-year-old?
no, I mean like somebody killed a deer and he jumps out of the train car, locks eyes with you for when you hear these noises, do you stay at the task at hand or do you pull back to look?
Well, it's an oddity enough that I would stop. Like, what in the world is
Okay.
going on? So I'm just staring at this person.
Are
like,
you lock eyes with this person? Just deer in headlights look, or what is the expression?
Yeah, at first, and then I give him a big grin.
Junior, what do you have helping or hurting in terms of social skills?
First impressions
Is what?
is my reliability.
Okay, so you have good first impressions. All right, so give me 2d6 plus your social,
Okay,
and you cannot critically fail this.
that is a 6 plus 9 is 15.
So 15. Okay. He locks eyes with you, sees you grinning, and instead of reacting, just takes off and leaps and sprints off into the woods to the north.
Right, I just yell, "Come back, hobo! Hobo!"
Okay, now Boone, you heard a gunshot way off to the west and a little bit to the south, and now you hear "Come back, hobo" on the north side of the train, and
All right, my initial thought was that somebody in the car had done the shot, but it's too close, and he's screaming, "Come back, hobo!" Evens, I go after the crazy person. Odds, I go after towards you two. I go after crazy person.
okay. So Boone, give me you don't have anything. Do you have anything to help her athletically?
All I've got's brawling as a reliability.
Yeah,
so that's not
you're
it.
not in a fist fight
So-
with them. So straight speed check. 2d6 plus speed.
All right, 11, 16.
Okay. You are outrunning this guy quite a bit. You don't know if this guy's losing malnourishment, fatigue, could be any number of things. But you take off like freaking gazelle. So you jump between the locomotive and the next car back. You duck under a tree branch. You run into the woods. And you are easily making gains on this guy. He is running. He's looking back over his shoulder. He clearly appears panicked. He is fumbling with something in front of him. You're not sure what. And he is trying to... okay, he's fine. All right, and he is simply trying to outrun you, but you are significantly faster than he is.
You misunderstood crazy guy, but I'm going with it anyway. I was referring to Junior as the crazy guy.
Oh, you're going after Junior.
I would just because he's the one screaming.
As he runs, I just point in the direction.
Okay,
there.
all right,
He
no.
went that way.
Okay, I will let you keep that roll. You'll not have to re-roll that. So we'll just ice that, and if within this scene you need a speed check, we'll just ice that and reuse it. Okay, so you get around the car to Junior, who's not going anywhere.
And I'm looking in the direction the guys ran. And I go, the guy just kicked through the door there, and he just started running. He looked like a wild man.
So, not a rad bear.
No, certainly wasn't Radberry's.
Did he have a gun?
I didn't see one. He
Fine, let him go.
literally, he came out. He looked at me. I smiled at him, and he ran.
Well, now you know why he ran.
Yeah. Fine, let him go. I'm going off towards the gunshot.
Okay, so you head off towards the gunshot. All right, so Junior, does your helmet chick have a name? I
don't even know if we've even.
okay.
At least you never mentioned it.
If she does, don't think I've ever mentioned it. If I do, it's gonna be in my notes somewhere, but I won't bore you guys while I dig through my notes. So it just doesn't matter. All right. So now all I need you to do is if you can just take a link from the helmet and connect it to that port in front of you, it should give me temporary access to the transmitter. Hopefully there's enough power left in it for at least a little bit of work.
All right, I'll pull a short cable out of the helmet, and I'll just kind of stick my face right onto the port, and just kind of, because it's like 3 or 4 inches from my nose. That's about as far as it stretches. So it looks like I'm just like kissing the inside of this panel, and I just plug it in and just kind of awkwardly just kind of
Okay.
butt in the air.
One moment.
Hold it.
One moment, Junior. One moment. One moment.
All right, you're gonna have to do something. My legs are starting to go numb.
You can leave the helmet in here for a moment.
Yeah. No.
Suddenly a lot more makes sense. And I think I know how to get through to your friends.
With fear.
Yeah.
It's losing charge, Junior. I think this is all I can learn for now. We'll have to find something better.
Okay. So unplug it.
Yes, you can unplug it.
Thank God. Stretch my back.
Junior has sex.
On the opposite side of the train, you can hear Molly like, all right, Boone, Boone? Boone? All right, so Boone, let's go to Gil and Poe. All right, Gil, so Poe, you see him walk over this fallen tree toward this big pile of leaves that just the wind has swept up against this tree. He takes out his gun and he cold executes something or someone.
What the fuck just happened?
It was a horse. It broke its leg.
What do you mean it was a fucking horse?
Well, it wasn't fucking anything, but it was definitely a horse with a broken leg.
Where the fuck did it come from?
The sky.
We came from the sky.
Oh,
Gil.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Nice joke, dickhead.
Yeah. Well, it's grim. It's grim humor. I just killed something, so I'm trying to lighten the mood.
God. That's why at this point I walked over. Man, these things are way bigger than they were on Little House on the Prairie.
They are freaking huge. People ride this shit.
Well, shit.
Oh, saddlebags.
Oh, were there saddlebags?
Always. They always have
It
saddlebags.
does not have a full saddle. It does have a pile of saddle blankets. So the person was not riding totally bareback, but was riding somewhat bareback. The horse.
I take one of the
But
blankets.
you guys even know this stuff.
I take one of the blankets and I put it over its head.
Okay.
Respectful.
Yeah.
It's a noble beast.
Until it got this like broken.
The first time you've ever seen one in person, you blow its brains out.
A noble beast. It died so
It
bravely.
was suffering. I was doing the nice thing. Shut up, Poe. You would have.
I actually am laughing as in character.
Perform experiments on it.
All right, so you put the blanket. Gil, give me one last perception check as you throw the blanket over its head.
5, 10, 11.
Okay. You do not notice anything, so you throw the blanket over its head, thus obscuring the head. All right.
Was it robot parts instead of brains?
No. You wouldn't even have to roll on that. This was something more investigative.
Yeah.
No, if it was like wires, no, there's no roll
Other
on
than
that.
not seeing a saddle and thus no saddlebags, Gil has not really even tried to look around for anything.
Okay.
I mean, it does look like this isn't just a random wild horse. This is
Oh, no, I
somebody's-
mean, yeah, it had a bit and bridle. It had the blankets on its back.
So I am looking around. I'm wondering where the fuck this thing came
All right,
from.
you
Yeah,
may also
I-
give me a perception
I
check.
say, we just killed somebody's horse.
Oh. Yeah, it does look like somebody was riding it at least. Perception, right?
Yes.
16.
Okay, I'll give that to you. It's enough. As you look at the bit and bridle, you notice that the leather on the reins is a bit stretched and torn in one spot, and there's wood sort of pushed into it, and not that far from the spot where that is, you can see broken parts of a fairly large and fairly green tree branch. You're guessing the reins got caught on something.
Okay.
Well, caught on a tree. Something's fairly clear.
Right.
Do we think that the rider got knocked off?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming I didn't see any, like, footprints other than the horses.
No, there's also a lot of leaves here. I mean, you can attempt to
I
track.
mean, we've
but-
watched a lot of television, Dan.
He's okay.
We look for tracks.
I've not done it. You can. It's going to be fairly.
I'll try to see if I see
All right,
anything in this.
2d6 plus perception. Wow.
Wow.
And you get another die. The third die on top of that.
I was rolling 1 with the third die.
Yeah, it's still something. So 13 plus something.
5.
13 plus 5 is an 18. That's
His is way better than mine.
okay. That's enough.
Remember that episode?
So,
Oh my god! I start like parting the leaves. Oh my god! It's
all
just
right.
like that.
So
one.
here's where things get a little bit weird. So you start pushing.
Feel Laura Ingalls. Her spirit is in me.
Start pushing the leaves aside, and you find footprints leading away from this area, and then the footprints coming off from a side angle is another set of hoof prints, and then the footprints end, and the hoof prints go off toward the east. Boone, you walk up on this scene. Gil is currently pushing across leaves and is pointing at something on the ground, and Poe is with him.
And a
And
dead
there's
horse.
there's a dead horse with a blanket over its head that's getting saturated with
That thing looks way bigger than it did on F Troop.
troop.
Fuck your F troop.
F your fuck troop. Wait, what?
What?
What are we talking about here?
Yes, Daddy.
What?
You okay? You okay? I heard a gunshot.
Yeah, that was mine.
There was a guy probably living in the train.
Well, I didn't shoot the guy.
He ran off into the woods.
Might have been his horse.
He was old and he was looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. I don't
So
know.
I, with a great flourish and lots of, flair, I described the scene that I found in the tracks, like I'm some great tracker or something.
I'm rolling my eyes. Just
And then they came from the east, and then they went this way, and this is where the second horse comes in.
I don't think the rains would have gotten caught if not for a southerly breeze that kicks up right about this time of day.
I estimate that it is a middle-aged man who's left-handed.
Based on the slight limp to his left leg, I would say a coal miner by trade, as only a coal miner must constantly lean to that side to use his pick.
And that, my friends, is why we watch Little House on the Prairie.
It was a great murder mystery.
that's actually how Gil and I bonded. Originally, we'd watch those together.
Everyone would make fun of us, and then we'd just go beat them up. And then you'd pretend to fix them up,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't. You just
I wasn't
hurt 'em
actually
more.
fixing them at all.
So, somebody rode up, picked the person up. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, maybe got thrown. I'm thinking that they hit a branch and got thrown. There might be a person somewhere around here, or it might be that. Did I hear hobo?
Yeah, that's what Junior called him.
Then there.
Are you sure there was actually a hobo?
Yeah, I saw him running into the woods.
Well,
He looked skinny, like he hadn't eaten in a while.
Except cornbread and baked beans.
Right. As such a coal miner would eat.
where we're at right now, the train's covered. Like there's a tree line on each side, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, has grown up toward the tracks. In some cases, crosses over it, but yeah.
All right. So if that was just you shooting, and it really sucks to lose a bullet,
What about this noble beast? Man.
we had other ways to kill it.
Marlene
Oh, screw you.
Marlene wanders up, hands in pockets of her jacket, kind of stops, looks out the horse, and, usually to save on ammo on livestock of that size, you just cut its throat.
It was thrashing about. It was a clean kill. It was a clean kill. Fuck you guys. It was a noble beast. Next, you're gonna say you want to eat it.
I was gonna suggest like fucking horse.
Why would-
No, fuck you guys.
No, Marlene,
No,
Marlene has like this completely neutral look on her face. She's like, why wouldn't you eat it?
Because it's a noble. Oh my god.
No, I got almonds.
Do you ever think maybe that's why your friends keep eating all those packages you got? Is
Because we're not murdering enough horses.
Would
we have a way to store this though?
So, how do you think people around here survive the winter? Yes, we can
Well, I guess-
store food.
I guess it is cold enough. I was still thinking it was probably too warm to have like raw.
You can
meat.
dry it. You can
Yeah.
salt it. You can. I mean, it would be cold enough soon that alone will do it.
Oh my god!
I've been kind of wondering how people around here survive winter.
I wish Lee were here. He'd call you out on the salt. But Gil's like, yes. They did that on Little House on the Prairie. They had all sorts of salt in Kansas.
All right. If there's no one here,
Illinois is well known for their small salt mines.
Keep in mind, you were along River Trade. That does trade way off to the south. It's a slow trade, but it does occur.
if there's no one here shooting at us, we should probably go get the train unloaded.
Give me camos bars, please.
No.
Yes.
No, you made me kill a horse.
I didn't make you do shit.
You.
Yeah, you kind of just went boom, dead. Oh, there's a horse, leg broken, done. There was no
That was a
hesitation.
noble beast.
There's no hesitation
That's
at
going to
all.
be some noble dinner.
It was exactly what I would have done,
That's right.
except I don't have a gun.
I was gonna cut his throat.
You know, I could have beat it to death with my hatchet. Would that make you sickos happy? Holy crap!
No, I feel that would have been fucked up.
Yeah.
Me slowly and satisfyingly sliding my knife into its heart would have been way better.
like American Psycho, just
but naked at first. You
but
gotta-
naked, yeah,
you gotta,
or with a raincoat.
you gotta strip down. There you go. A
Those
condom
are
or
high
an
numbers
extra
you just
raincoat?
rolled there.
Yeah, I just rolled a 25 total.
Because I God
shit.
smiles upon me
So-
because I did the humane thing to this noble beast.
So, all right. So, Marlene walks around the front of the horse and takes her hands out of her pockets and pulls her sleeves up a bit. Says, "All right, I'm going to teach you something.
oh shit! Here we go.
I like this girl.
Pay attention. You do it like this.
Want my knife?
Nope." She walks around the front horse. Walk around where the horse can see you. You never come at a horse from an angle where it can't
It
see
was
you.
thrashing.
It still has a head. You walk towards the eyes.
Not anymore.
Then you calm it. She kneels down and she's petting the blanket. Is it like petting the head under it? You calm it so it feels better, so it feels like somebody's with it. And she just flips her hand and like she's got her sleeve pulled up, like there's nothing there. She just turns her hand and there is about an 8-inch knife in her hand. And then you drive it into the throat.
Jesus Christ.
And as she stands up, she just claps her hand back, and the knife is just gone.
I kind of like my way better.
Can you show me how you did that?
That's years of practice. I guess I can. Says,
I'm paying attention intently because I
all right, well,
use knives.
Okay.
feel like card games. She, once again, sleeve pulled back, bare hand, reaches up behind your head, puts her hand back. I said, I want you to think of a card. Pulls her hand back, and she says, it was a 10 of diamonds.
Wow. That was impressive.
Okay.
It was the ace of spades, but still, that was impressive.
Are you sure you're not going to have to role play some sex? Because you're.
Okay. You three assholes. Why don't you turn this horse into dinner? And then I'm going to check on Junior because he's probably been alone too long and is friggin' driving the train to the moon to sell us out to aliens.
Hold on, you killed it. You skinned this fucking thing.
That's a negative Ghost Rider. And he turns around and walks back to the train.
Well, there are people that'll butcher it back in town
Yeah.
for a portion of the meat. Give you the leather, give you the hooves. You can use almost everything on the
Yeah,
source.
get those hooves, man.
You can even use the bones. And all I gotta do is get it up on your truck.
Yeah, let me just pick that up.
Well, yeah, no shit. So can't your robot do this?
Isn't he doing
Yeah.
stuff right now? Is he lifting?
Well, yeah, you actually hear a saw cutting through metal. It's quite fucking loud.
Oh, I got an idea for that saw.
Oh my god. Easier way to move it.
In 2 pieces.
Two? I'm at 14.
Yeah, basically right now what Hearts is doing is cutting the sides of the train apart into sections that fit exactly into the open space in the back of the truck, and which he's then just stacking up and is preparing for loading onto the truck.
I'm headed back to the front of the truck.
Okay.
Or train, I mean.
So you go back to the front of the train. On the south side, Molly is scratching her head while looking inside the train and then looking at a pile of parts, looking inside the train, then digging through a canvas bag.
So, typical Tuesday.
Typical Tuesday, yeah.
I kind of wave at her. It was a horse. And then I just walk.
She's
I'm looking for
like,
Junior.
what was a horse? All right, Junior.
Yeah.
All right, so you're on the north side of the train.
Mm-hmm.
Junior, are you feeling strong right now?
I give it like a moment's thought, and I go, yeah, I guess so.
Do you think you can climb on top of the train?
Oh, sure. No problem. And then I stop and I go, oh, you mean now? Okay. Is there a ladder that leads?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll climb up.
It's a bit rusted up, but yeah, there's a ladder up. All right.
And I go, ooh. It's a little dirty.
It will wash off. It's not going to hurt you.
Good thing it wasn't there for the horse.
Yeah, right.
And if you should happen to contract a disease such as tetanus, I'll tell you which of Dr. Post's pills would cure it.
Okay, good.
Say the fuck out of my pills.
All right, so yeah, I stand up on the top, and I'm like rubbing my hands on the flight suit to try and dry them off.
I took my bag. And changed it to uniform.
Our project, it's all that matters.
Uh-huh.
Gil, you see him standing up on top of the train. Give me, keep having your roll perception. Give me 2d6 plus perception.
9, 11.
Okay. You see Junior standing up on top of the train.
Junior,
Oh, hey, Gil.
it was a horse.
Oh,
I climb up there.
why aren't you riding it?
Because I killed it.
Oh,
It had a broken leg.
oh,
You
well.
remember that episode of Little House on the Prairie?
Right.
Where Laura had the pony and, yeah. It was really
Yeah.
fucking sad.
Yeah, I'm more of a Nellie Olson person myself, but
Laura. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, they're cutting it up. We're gonna, I don't know.
who's cutting it up?
Or maybe
Poe?
dragging it back, maybe?
Oh,
I told them to turn it into dinner, they'll bring it back and sell it, and then we'll get some real food.
okay.
Something about hooves.
Did you see the hobo?
I heard about a hobo.
Yeah, he ran that way.
Yeah. Did anyone look inside the car where he was at?
Oh, yeah, I probably should have done that.
Let's go.
All right, and then I'm standing on top, and I'm looking around like, why am I up here? Okay, then I start to climb back down.
Okay.
It might be pretty gross in there if he was living in there. He was kicking it. He was kicking the door to get out. I think he was trapped.
So, if he was trapped in there, and he was able to... No one helped him out, right?
No?
Then why didn't he kick himself out sooner?
Well, maybe he was scared.
Did he do that before or after I fired the shot in the horse?
I'm sure he's been there since before the war. He's been in there for 100 years, right?
Right, and he just ate his foot. Like you did in prison, you
Yeah.
fat son of a bitch.
I ate my foot. I grew it back.
Like you do.
Like I do. I just had to take back the other foot out of your mom's ass.
Yeah, she can fit so many up there.
Now he's going to say his foot tasted like a cannoli.
Just like cannoli.
Cannoli.
Oh my god, it's
There it
like music of angels over
It
here.
is the music of angels, and that's, what I ain't found in any of these is a damn dried out like toothpaste cannoli.
Toothpaste cannoli.
Where the fuck is the astronaut cannoli? Mm-hmm. Neapolitan ice cream that I don't know what to do with, and no cannoli.
So, has anybody actually started searching these train cars? I mean, I'm not just talking the hobos train car. We're walking towards that.
Yeah, I think the robot does that. But I tell you, what's weird? I found this on the ground. He's holding up a silver ration packet.
You just
Wrapper.
found that.
I did just find this on the ground. No, look at it.
I look at.
We came down on an Aurora FT4.
Oh, shit.
Whatever the hell that is.
Okay,
This ain't number 4. This is number 2.
Were there more?
Well, I mean, number 4, I guess there was at least 1, 2, and 3.
There was 4 pods. By the time that I got done, waking up because some asshole punched me in the face for no good reason.
Who would do that? Your face is so pretty.
Yeah, especially when I'm trying to stop some fucking robots from tearing up the space station. I'm a prick. I tell you.
You are.
I'm a prick.
I know.
Here for your amusement.
You are.
And you just knocked me out. But anyway.
No, I didn't knock you out. I broke your fucking nose.
That's ancient
and
history.
And then you passed out like a bitch.
Yeah, that's how you remember it. It's ancient history. Forget about it. But there were 4 of those that were docked. That was where I worked. The docks were my place, right? There's 4 of those. Our other people took the first 3. All that was left when I went to leave was number 4. You guys got down on a different ship completely, not one of these pods. Those other pods, I think one of our associates from up there might have landed somewhere out here. Maybe they're still alive, living off those rations.
I hear what you're saying.
So you think the hobo was a prisoner?
No, you dumbass. If he had all those rations, didn't you say he was like all skinny?
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't nobody that skinny in there, man. Well, I mean, you get taken like a bitch. I'm just saying.
Hey, he's got a point. All right.
And if you got those rations, oh no. Especially out here, you're staying fed. You're going to stay either swole or rotund.
Yeah, and those dumbasses are going to eat a year's worth of shit in a month. Because they don't have someone like me slapping your asses around, eating the fucking peanuts, and throwing the rest away.
And some cashews.
And some cash. And the coffee and the hot sauce. Anyway.
That's what we call hot coffee when you ain't got no fire.
Oh my god.
Stop. You see this vein throbbing in his head, and you just...
I can feel something wrong in the distance. Disturbing.
Well, what I'm getting at here is... Sure, the other guys are down. They might be near us. Do we actually want to contact them? I mean, because, come on, we are bright, upstanding gentlemen here. All innocent of all the crimes we're accused of, right? We are the good guys. Those people were scum.
Well, no, I was guilty as all hell. I just didn't hurt.
So was I.
Well, I just didn't hurt nobody.
Well, I can't say that, but...
I was a businessman.
Yeah. And that's why we love you. What's in it for us to find him? I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you bribing me. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying we do find him. I'm just saying. Don't you think it's a little weird? They're wandering around out here. We ain't seen them. They ain't trying to.
I mean, it's a big land. I mean, we didn't all just land right next to each other.
Right.
I'm not saying that's not a good find. I mean, it's a good find. It's good intelligence. Glad you found it. Stop eating the fucking cashews, but glad you found
I didn't eat no cashews out of this. I bet you this one had a cannoli. I bet those motherfuckers. I bet they had all the cannolis.
The whole pod.
Yeah. That's how I'm going to think of it. That whole pod was nothing but a luxury car and cannolis.
Yeah.
A year's worth.
That is legs.
Yeah, it was pod 2, the Dago pod. Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Oh, I got you.
You can't say that, Dan. That's our word.
Okay.
So, only John and I can say that.
So pod 2's around here someplace? It's got to be if there's packaging. Right?
All right. One thing at a time. Here's the hobo car.
Yep. There it is. Smells like it.
I shine my flashlight in it.
Okay. Looking inside the hobo car, you can see some rusted out metal containers that have been pried open, not recently, based on the amount of dust and junk that's filled up within them. This is ancient history. And you can see what appear to be within the dust and the leaves and such, where one of these crates was pushed aside, and there's just about enough space that a relatively live person could have hidden back there. And the door that you are coming in through on the south side of the train is actually already open all on its own. You don't have to move it at all. Now, if you want to hide, you can close it. So, but the north side of the train, the door is a little bit dented, and you can see piles of rust and corrosion that have fallen down around the door's track, and it's pried open just enough. Gil, you might...
Perception?
No, you don't need perception on this. But that a pretty skinny person could have squeezed through there.
Right.
You don't need perception for this, Gil. I mean, all you got to do is look around. You don't see any sign that someone was here for an extended period of time. There's no fire.
It doesn't seem like the person was trapped in here. It seems like they were hiding.
Yes.
I tell that to these two.
But yeah, you don't see any, like, there's no food, there's no turds, it doesn't smell of urine, there's no spots like a fire was built. You don't...
So, did this guy run before or after I fired the shot?
After.
Okay.
So he heard the shot and took off.
He was just hiding here.
Yeah.
He was probably a hobo, sleeping, we scared him away.
Yeah. But, well, maybe, maybe he knows the area. Maybe,
Well, I mean,
A
unless
sound like thunder cuts through, like, your whole conversation. And when I say thunder, it's like a single strike of this, or a single peal of thunder. The sky's clear. It's like a single peal of thunder, and it's just this rolling noise that just sort of tumbles across the landscape. And as it does, the train you're in shakes a little bit of dust and junk falls from the roof above you. The ground shakes ever so slightly. The trees rustle, and then it's just dead quiet.
Tony, I kind of peek out the door.
He's standing outside like...
Did your mom just roll out of bed?
Tony takes a step back. It's like what your dig isn't even registering. He's just looking to the east, like mouth agape.
Look off to the east.
All right, you step outside. You look to the east. Judging by the direction, this is back towards Dixon, and there is a lot of smoke going up in the air, and you can even see some bits of debris that have been caught up in it and are hitting down.
How far away are we?
About 5 miles, 5 or 10 miles.
Shit.
Did lightning just strike Dixon?
Did it strike an ammo magazine in Dixon? There's nothing that big that can blow up there. Molly!
Running back to the
that
front
we know
way.
of.
Okay, Molly, she's looking up. She's staring off at that, but when you call her name, she looks back and she's like, Hearts, cut that piece and stop. Start loading it.
Can Hart see anything?
We need elevation for him. I mean, yeah, but we'd have to get him up. I mean, the trees are going to block
He
his...
climb up on top of the train, right?
I don't know. I mean, we can try.
It's fine. Maybe they caught up with us.
I did say I was afraid. I'm yelling this as I'm running. I did say I was afraid of them blowing up the Walmart.
I'm yelling. I'm running. Junior, what the fuck did you do?
What? I'm standing right here. The hobo took off.
You had something to do with this.
The moment that signal was turned on, that's what I was afraid was going to happen.
It took them long enough.
Yeah,
Junior.
they're coming from Florida.
I told you.
What did you tell us?
That they would be mad.
Who would be mad?
The body dresser, right? We were supposed to go there. We didn't go.
Have you heard from them?
No. I told her that you guys wanted to talk to them.
When did you tell her that?
Today.
Guys,
You said you wanted to talk to them. You said, bring them to us. We want to talk to them.
think they blew up the Walmart. We're only 5 miles away. That cloud is huge.
Yeah, I'm afraid of what you're afraid of.
What does that mean?
They didn't just strike at us. They took out the whole town that was hiding us.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm super fucking, like, I'm shaking. I'm so angry. Junior, what the fuck? And I, like, push him up against the train.
I didn't do this.
You had every bit to do with this.
You said you talked to her today?
Yeah.
Did she have you do anything?
She wanted me to plug into that, and I point towards the thing.
You little shit. I let him go, and I kind of just, like, walk away.
I'm gonna go look and see what he plugged into and try to...
It's the train's uplink for...
I look back. It's a fucking uplink!
Poe?
Son of a bitch! And he's just, like, kicking dirt and...
This kid's gonna get us killed, Gil.
Can you remove that thing from his chest?
I mean, I probably have enough supplies, but I would need somewhere sterile to do it. Unless we just don't want him to live.
No, we want him to live. I think we need to take it out.
If the Walmart still exists,
It doesn't.
which I don't think it does either, but the house in there would be the closest thing we're going to find to sterile down here. We have to go see if anyone's still alive. This is our fault. They're all dead because of us. We have to go try to help.
It was a shithole to begin with.
Yeah, it was. There were some good
Shithole
people
still.
there.
It doesn't. None of this adds up. It doesn't add up. She wouldn't do that. Let's go back. We're going back to town. Let's go back to town.
Why wouldn't she do that?
Because
You don't even know who she is.
Marlene, from the sidelines of this, is walking toward you, Junior. Who is she?
Emma.
Okay, who the fuck is Emma?
Where we came from. The reason I was where I was because I was in contact with someone down here, and I was giving them information, the stored information that they needed to know, to help people down here. She's helping people. She doesn't blow people up.
So who just blew up Dixon? You can call it a shithole, Doctor, but that town took you in. That town cared for you. That town protected you. Look, I'm not saying you guys, I get it, you got all your technology and all your wonders, whatever, but when you came down here, you were lambs to the slaughter, and that town protected you. Most of what goes on out there is not bar brawls over poker games.
You think it's something that it's not. Okay, let's just go to town and we'll see what happens.
There isn't a town anymore.
You
Yeah.
can see that from here.
We have to see if there's anyone we can help. This is our fault.
The shockwave hit us 5 miles away.
Shockwave alone, they're dead.
Who has that capability?
We have to see for sure. If there's any chance
If they wanted us dead, they could. If they did this, they could have
But
killed us.
that's the thing. I don't think they wanted us dead. Because they don't want you dead. They're using you. And they're probably using us through you.
If you were talking to someone down here, it's probably Jacksonville, because who else has the technology to talk?
I tell you what.
Jacksonville can drop that. Jacksonville probably has fucking nukes.
I tell you what, Junior. What conversation did you have today?
She asked. She said that she knew. I knew. She wanted to make sure that I knew that she wouldn't hurt me, and that she's trying to help. She doesn't think that you guys are very nice to me, which, you know what?
Yeah, we're not. We're assholes.
Right,
Continue.
but you know, I defended you guys. I said, no, it's not like that. You just don't understand. And she's, she knows a lot about everybody. And she said, when she brought up the whole Boone's brother thing, I said that it wasn't good, it wasn't cool, and she said, but it made them do stuff, and it got them to see things together, and I do admit that you guys do seem a little bit more,
And then what? What else did she say?
Well, she said that you guys react better to fear.
And you don't think that has something to do with this?
Then show her that it's not true.
No. See, what you don't understand is that she doesn't own us. We don't show her things. We don't work for her. We don't work with her. There is no show her. She isn't a friend. She murdered about 1,000 people.
We ask you to tell us if she talked to you again.
Junior, we got to take that thing out of you.
Well, I don't know if she'll let you.
She's welcome to try and stop.
I don't want to hurt anybody either.
Too late.
I don't want to hurt anybody else.
You got over 1,000 lives on your hands right now. And if you don't want to hurt anyone else, we got to cut them out, whoever they are.
I mean, Susie was probably my best friend.
Who's Susie?
The mayor of the town who I worked for. I wouldn't do anything intentionally to hurt them. Even the old man. I mean, I understood. I wouldn't do anything intentionally to hurt anybody.
No one thinks you would, Junior. We think you're being played.
I walk over to the cab of the truck and I pull out the stupid atlas.
Okay.
And I bring it over, open it up. Could we find a pre-war hospital? Doesn't have to have supplies. Just needs a surgical room that we can clean up.
The closest one was that base that we went to that we don't want to go back to.
That probably does have everything we need.
Are there any
And
others?
one boogeyman.
And that's exactly where they want us to go.
Hmm? I still think we need to go back and at least take a look. Get close enough.
We also think that one of the other pods with the prisoners dropped near here. We don't know where.
Do we know anything about the pod?
Pod number 2.
If our
Did
pod,
we ever find out what was in each pod?
we only knew what was in our pod, and it got bombed right after we got the truck out.
Shit, what if that's nothing but medical supplies?
What if there's a bunch of...
There could have been medical supplies in our pod. It got bombed. We lost a lot of potential supplies.
Yeah, pod number 2 could have crater in it. I mean, it could be... Not have crater in it. It could
Be a crater.
be a crater. But, and I hold up Tony's wrapper, somebody's alive and eating the rations and littering. Thing is, we don't know where it is. Some of our guys could be there. I was kind of against the idea of getting them. Now I think some manpower might be helpful. But if anybody has any ideas on how to find them, I'm all ears because I don't have any. Also, and he goes up to Junior, taps his chest.
Turning back on the band scanner now that I hear talk of... Well, now that there's been the bombing, but also hear talk of another
Is this
pod.
an actual pacemaker? Is this thing keeping him alive?
There's currently nothing on the band scanner.
Okay.
Right, as Gil's tapping on my chest, I'm just looking in the direction of Dixon. Like, so there's like debris still like in the air, or is it?
No, by now it's cleared. Yeah, I mean there's still smoke.
Right.
There's definitely fire there, but the debris clouds down.
Right. I look down and Gil touching, like pecking at my chest, and I look at him and I say, I didn't mean for any of this to happen, Gil. And I hand you my helmet. I don't want it anymore.
Gil takes the helmet, and he just drop kicks it into the woods as hard as he can.
Okay.
I go after it
Okay.
with my wrench in my hand.
No. Okay. But when you find it, I mean it's hard to kick something into the woods all that far because branches.
And you see when I go after it that I've got the wrench in my hand, and I just lay into it, try to break all the electronics, all the.
Okay, you smash it up. I mean, it's a little hard because it's actually meant to be impact resistant, but still, there's no need to.
But the electronics inside probably aren't as much.
There's no need to go round one against a.
The people who are talking to you through that they have an agenda. And
you hear a scream of anger come out of the woods as I'm bashing it.
We don't know what that agenda is, but it's apparent now that it goes beyond just manipulating a couple of people who fell from the sky. It involves killing lots of people. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I ever will. I'm not here to judge you, but I don't like people hurting my friends. And since I can't stop them, I want to take that thing out of your chest. And from there, I don't know. Maybe we do meet them. But if we do meet them, I'm not going to talk to them. I'm not going to say a goddamn word.
I've been sitting on this for so long. I don't know what to do without it. I think they want the information that's in there.
Sounds like a good reason for them not to get it.
Well, let's go to that damn town. Let's go to the hospital. Let's see if we can draw them out. I look at Tony and Molly and Marlene.
Yeah, Hearts is just
Right.
doing what a robot does, mindlessly doing what he's told to do. He's loading metal slabs onto the truck.
So I climb in the truck and I turn on the navigation. Is it aimed at Amway now?
No, that's
No. Okay.
basically raw and blank. I mean, it's showing what it ought to show. Let me rephrase that.
Where are you guys at?
It's Marlene. It's just a couple miles. We need to see what's in the town.
I agree with her.
I don't think there's anything we can do.
We have to know for sure. Would you rather come back and find out we could have saved one or two people and weren't able to do it because we rushed off to Amway?
Amboy.
Amway.
What if we're a target? Where we go, that happens. Maybe we shouldn't go there until we've dealt with this.
We have a doctor.
Yeah, but we also have a target on our backs.
Yeah.
That apparently can strike us from wherever they want to. What about those horse tracks we found?
That's a good question.
Man wanted to get away. Why didn't he take the horse? Why hide in a train car? Horse over there. 2 horses? Maybe even.
We're thinking there were probably 2.
Maybe the people on horse were chasing this guy, and that's why he was hiding.
Maybe he saw them.
I doubt he was waiting for us, though.
No, but maybe he got a good look at them. Maybe he can be convinced to tell us what they look like.
Why do we care?
Maybe somebody we know. Maybe they're the ones from the pod. If it's no coincidence, Fat Tony found a wrapper for something food, first of all, and it just so happened to be from another pod
Yeah.
this close to us.
Molly?
Fine.
Oh, Molly. Your ship.
Junior, now's not the time.
Oh, Molly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've got nothing to say.
Okay. Here's the plan. We're not going back. We're a target. We're also not staying here. I want you science nerds to get in the truck. I want you to figure out if we're transmitting anything, and if we're transmitting anything, make it stop.
I hold up that we're not. I already checked.
I want you to check again, and when you're done with that, I want you to check again. Then we're going to take the truck, and we're going to drive it to a random place a few miles from here. We're going to take stock of what we have. Then we're going to Amboy. We're getting that out of his chest. We're going to meet this corpse asshole dude, and then we're going to see what the fuck is going on in this town. And if anybody sees a chick with goggles with a fucking lizard name, don't ask questions, don't talk to him, shoot him in the fucking face. That's the goddamn plan.
I'm going to need a gun.
We're going to need a lot of guns. Gil walks away.
The town's not on the way to Amboy, is it?
I thought it was like the opposite way, right?
Well, neither. Okay, so I know this isn't going to be real helpful to people listening at home, but okay. So if you guys are, I guess if we put this on a clock, if Dixon is the middle of the clock where all the hands come together,
Okay.
you guys are more or less at about like an 8:30.
Okay.
But it's at a relatively short distance. Amboy is more like off at a 3:34.
Okay.
But it's at a much longer distance. So it is, and the way the roads go, the roads do go up back towards Dixon and then down towards Amboy. So it's not linearly along the way, but if you're trying to go for efficiency,
It's the quickest.
it actually is kind of on the way.
Gil pulls up in his motorcycle, and
I look down at you. All right, we're going to the town, but we have to go near. We're going to Amboy, but we have to go near
no,
Dixon to do it. We can
No.
leave the truck and just look, but we got to look.
you guys go. I'm going to check the town.
Okay.
I will meet get the map. We will meet here. I will be back.
I'll go with you.
I was gonna say that was gonna be my suggestion anyway. Take the motorcycle. The motorcycle's definitely not gonna broadcast anything.
Yeah, and it'll be faster than the truck. And if there's problems, we can get out.
I
You're gonna need me if there are people. God forbid. I hope no sorry bastard's still alive after that. But
Jump on.
Okay, so Poe and Gil are going back to Dixon. The rest of the
Yep.
party is headed more directly to Amboy.
like you said, it makes more sense to go kind of loop around.
Yes,
They're going ahead to go to Dixon, and so they're going to go faster than we are.
yes.
And I want, and I tell before we leave, Gil tells you, I don't want you to take a direct route to Amboy.
Right.
I want you to go into a random direction that we don't know. And then we will meet you in Amboy at a certain time. But don't take the truck directly to it. Scout out first, in case we get captured or some weird shit happens.
I pull Boone aside. Do not let that little shit out of your sight.
After this, no way in hell.
Gil rides off. He's got this long blonde hair, leather trench coat, and a double barrel shotgun.
And then me grabbing on around that waist.
Riding to the sunset.
It's the vibration.
Yeah, it is. Damn, they ruined our picnic.
And I do turn the
Sure,
computer.
Junior.
I do turn the computer off again.
Okay.
And then kind of draw out a path to go.
Some real game shit going on.
Yep. All right. So Wayne, you're driving.
Yep.
Okay. Junior, where are you sitting?
I sit shotgun.
The
I was
shotgun
doing-
again. Okay.
Junior's gonna kill all of them.
Blue is flying, and he's following me in the truck. Up above, not close. Because he's my familiar and I see through his eyes.
Dan, I pulled Marlene
This
aside.
bird gets more elaborate every time.
And,
He's got mini machine guns mounted on his wings.
I asked her to keep an eye on Junior as well.
Okay.
In 3 games, I'm just going to play blue.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay. So, Junior, can you give me a 2d6 plus agility?
Okay.
I'm not going to touch one of Wayne's dice.
It's a good move.
2d6 plus
You
agility.
picked a good one, but somehow you rolled it really bad.
Well, I got these two, all right.
I got an
Yeah,
11.
those are good.
11.
You got 11. Okay. So Marlene is watching you. You try to kind of do this on the sly.
And I'm trying to watch him too, but I'm driving, so I'm distracted.
And she's like, whoa, 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 what the hell is that?
All right. I look at Marlene, and then I look over at Boone, who's giving me probably a side eye as when she says that. And I kind of hold open my coat
Okay.
and my data pad's there, and I say, she didn't do that. She says she didn't do it.
You're talking to her now? And I swing down and try to hit the pad out of his
It's
hand.
like a dead swinging at its fucking
Well, no, hold on. Okay, Wayne, how strong are you?
8.
Okay,
Real
give me
strong.
give me a
That's why I
2d6
use the
plus
fucking
strength. I want to.
11, 15.
All right, Junior, you're going to oppose. Are you going to try?
No, I let him slap it right out of my hand.
He does more than slap it.
Okay.
Wayne, if Boone is, how much attention is Boone paying to his strength? Because you're really freaking
But he's
strong.
angry.
Okay.
He just told me he's talking to her again. I'm hitting hard.
All right. You swat it down, Junior. The display is no longer functional.
Okay. I just hold out my hands like this, and I said,
You're still talking to her after all of that.
I said, I didn't talk to her. She's talking to me. There's a difference. And I didn't do anything. And I told you as soon as she did it. That's the deal. She talks to me. She talks to me through, and I tap the nav computer, through this, through my helmet, through the
hearts.
fucking robot. Boone, I can't control this.
Wait a minute. You said before that she had you hook up, turn on that beacon, or not the beacon,
The array.
no, back at the train. What did she have you do?
Oh, the uplink.
Yeah. She had you turn on the uplink. What did you do? What exactly did she have you do?
The helmet. She had me plug the helmet into the uplink.
Why would she need the helmet to do that? If she's already talking from somewhere else.
Boom.
Yeah.
And I tap my chest. Where do you think she is?
Son of a bitch.
That's why I said killer AI.
Oh, out of character. I figured that out a while back. Yeah, out of character. I figured that out a while back.
Yeah,
But in
when-
character, he needed that.
Well, before
Yeah, when
you
it
can
first
say,
happened, I figured.
when you can say, I've been in contact with somebody on Earth, I was wondering, it's like, does he actually think that? Because I've not said that. I've never said you're talking to somebody who's been on Earth this whole time.
Are you saying this is an artificial intelligence that's in your chest
I don't know.
and not a person?
Boone, I don't know. I don't know. But
But that's where it is, and it's not somewhere else, and it need to communicate through the helmet. Broadcast through the helmet.
it's the only way that I can hear what she's saying. I can't hear her without electronics around.
Because she doesn't have... Okay. Son of a bitch.
One sec, I need to pee. You guys keep role playing, but I'm gonna give me 1 sec, then we'll advance the plot.
That's why I said I don't think. I mean, Gil wants to take this out, but
What did you say?
I don't think that
You have
once she's out,
later.
then I have no purpose, at least in her perspective.
Yeah. What did she say just now?
She said, "I didn't do that. I had nothing to do with it.
No, sir. Thank you.
Please believe me." She's never lied to me. Never.
How do you know that?
Because of everything that she's ever said to me, it's been true.
Solid logic.
Or you haven't caught the lie?
Dude, okay, Boone, I understand. Okay, think of it as a machine. Okay, lies are an emotional reaction to something. Okay, it's usually born out of fear. She's a machine. She doesn't have fear. She doesn't have emotions. Why would she lie?
Okay. We're going to do something Gil would hate.
Well,
You got another pad.
yeah.
Bring it up.
I thought they were going to open up some peanuts. Oh, thank God. I was going to get another town nuke.
Over a package of peanuts.
Ah, you son of a...
When it blew up, like the town blew up, I wanted to be like, no, the peanuts!
Get the other pad and grab me the diet soda from the...
Oh, you... Oh, my God.
The little bitty can, like,
I'm on the
half a can.
motorcycle. Poe, why is my nose bleeding?
All right, Dan, I asked him to grab the other pad.
Okay.
And,
Second pad.
Yep.
You've got 3 of them total.
Yeah,
One's
And they
broken.
opened up...
And I reached.
They opened up 2 things of supplies for peanuts and Coke. And Gil's nose started bleeding, and he doesn't know why.
Okay.
All right, I pull out pad number 2
Okay.
from between my nuts, and then I hand it. I say, "You want to pull over?"
I do pull over for this.
Okay.
All right.
Safety first in the
Yeah,
wasteland.
and I say, "Turn it on," and I say, "Emma, it's okay. You can talk to Boone. It's okay."
I turn it on and see if anything comes up on the screen.
A half-written letter from a reporter to a general in the army is on the
General
screen.
Monroe.
Yep.
Yeah, pass the General Monroe letter. Just keep scrolling.
I scroll past the letter.
You at the bottom of the letter.
Nothing here. I don't think she's going to talk to me. I think she's going to talk to you.
All right, I look at the pad.
The letter.
See, she's
If she says she didn't do it, I want to talk to her.
I know.
Do you have any way to tell her that
She can hear you.
okay,
Her name's Emma.
Emma, I'm not Gil, I'm not Poe, I don't treat him like shit. I'm angry right now because a lot of people died.
Okay.
But I'm willing to talk to you.
To be fair, I've actually been pretty good to him. I just think that it's funny when he does shit.
So while you guys are, so pause there for 1 second.
Uh-huh.
You two, atop the motorcycle.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, Gil's driving along with
Scarf
the.
blown in the wind.
Yeah,
Right.
and Gil's got a shirt on that says, "If you can
Oh, I
read
still
this,
have
the
the
bitch
mid
fell
fell
off."
Right, right.
Yeah. So you guys ride up and weaving along the roads, and some places you have to go off road a little bit to get past places where things just broken up over the years. You make your way back to Dixon. When you reach Dixon, all right, you see first thing that strikes you is as you get closer. Even though the wind is blowing the other direction, you still smell at least some amount of smoke. There is this just heavy, smoke sometimes has kind of a wet smell to it, but there's this heavy wet smell to the air. And there's thick smoke coming up, not per se from any blast directly, but from buildings that are burning. I'll contemplate that. But the...
You better not, knock me off your foot.
I just told him I am just farting nonstop.
Yeah.
Man, it's really warm. I thought it was
Every time I smell it, I squeeze tighter on those fucking ribs.
Which makes him fart
Makes you
more.
fart more.
You know, it's like a squeaky toy. You
Why was it chilly night last night?
So,
You asshole.
there's smoke coming up from the town. And as you start to get towards the town, you can see bits and pieces of buildings, bits and pieces of concrete, occasionally bits and pieces of body that have hit down around the town. And the town itself, you can tell even from a distance, it's a donut. And
Right. I had stopped on a good vantage point away, and I'm looking
Okay.
at it with my binoculars.
So you're looking
and then
down.
I hand the binoculars to Poe.
You're looking down toward the river valley for the Rock River. And the town itself, like I said, it's kind of a donut where the middle area where the bridges were, the bridges, there's nothing left but a concrete support or two sticking up out of the water. Where the house was for the Mills, which is who you were staying with, your house, the place where the bar was, where you were playing against Dunk, the whole center part of town is just gone. Once you get beyond that, like blast radius, you start to see buildings that are heavily and severely damaged, barely standing. You can see some people moving in and out amongst the smoke. Some of them appear to just be wandering, stunned, dazed, lost, maybe deaf. Some of them appear to be trying to help other people. Towards the edges of town, there are buildings that appear to have sustained light to moderate damage, but are still standing, and there definitely are still survivors, especially the farther you get from the town center. Now, the other thing you see is on the western side of town, because you guys have been hanging just a little bit, about 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, depending on where you're at, south of the Rock River. And what you see lined up along the west side of town is a whole bunch of beached, very large rafts and what appear to be cobbled together or commandeered river boats. And there is no small number of armed individuals that have set up a camp right at that point and appear to be in the process of setting this up. Like they just started this work, as in like they're putting up pavilions and such. And
Does it look like people from our town setting
No.
up?
you don't.
I look over to Poe. Wasn't there like a couple of towns that were fighting each other? Or wasn't this like a neutral town or something? I don't know. The old man explained this shit, but I just tuned it out.
Was it I forget the guy's name. It was a general something, right?
Okay, so this town, not that long ago, fought a sort of stalemate war against a town to the west, which ended when the town to the west split between a civilian and military leader and became two towns that was bickering within itself, was skirmishing internally, and stopped bothering Dixon. And so you see, like, they are currently in the process of setting up, like, a pavilion, and they're digging up very simple, or like they have just started this. And there are armed individuals that are grabbing anyone who's still alive.
Does it look like they're helping or setting up a base for military operations?
This looks more like an act of conquest. They generally seem to be, apart from pacification, they seem to be largely disinterested in the populace. They're pushing them aside. If they find someone, you even see in a few cases where someone who's incredibly wounded is like grabbing onto one of their legs, begging for help, and they just cut them or shoot them, and it's done. And they are fanning toward the middle of the town. Both of you give me
Perception?
You can choose between perception or intellect. What are your guys' competence and incompetences?
Presence, cracking heads, all that nerd shit, and likability.
My competence, medicine.
Medicine.
medical.
Okay, so nothing's going to help you.
And then
All right, so both you straight 2d6. You can pick between perception and smarts.
Oh my god.
14.
This is awful.
14.
What is this, perception?
Yes, or smart. Your choice.
Let's do smarts.
Like you roll snake eyes.
Yeah.
You actually roll another d6 and subtract it from that.
Yeah, thank God.
Okay. So you're still a positive number.
Yeah. 10.
So, okay. Gil, this blast appears to have originated right along the riverfront near the middle of town. That's where you saw that unusually large boat tied up when you guys were departing earlier this morning.
I leaned over to Poe. I'm like, the town's being taken over. If we go down there, they're probably going to shoot us. And not because they think we're involved in this.
Yeah, I get it. I think we should probably move on.
I mean, this ain't our fight. These guys took advantage of the situation, and you know what? Checkmate, they win.
I don't blame them.
Yeah. And actually, maybe once they get pacified, maybe that would be good for the town.
And the Walmart was to the south.
That's correct.
Do they see it from where they're at?
We are scanning for stuff like that.
The Walmart is in the category, because it was on the far edge of town, and it was a fairly sturdy building. It's in the category damaged buildings. It's still standing.
Fuck.
With a lot of supplies.
Yeah, shit ton of supplies, some tech,
My God.
Damn it.
partially built spaceship,
If this, okay.
some trades,
So
some money,
get off
trade supplies.
I turn off the bike, I get off, and I'm looking directly at Poe. I'm like, okay. We need to get on the same page here.
Mm-hmm.
This town's a wash for us.
Yeah.
We can never come back.
No.
That Walmart has supplies.
Right.
We should go there, sneak in, get the supplies.
What do we do with the rest?
Well, okay, this is where we're going to have to get on the same page. All right? Molly's ship was destroyed.
Okay. I can agree to that.
Okay. Get on the bike, start it up, and I take a kind of wide securitous, what? No, it's
Safe route.
Safe route.
Yeah.
Safe route through, away from shooting.
I was
Yeah.
going to suggest we just blow the ship up. Blow up that we were ever there.
We have dynamite.
Yeah.
Okay, you could do dynamite. It's not loaded with any fuel, so there's
No,
nothing to
we have
detonate.
dynamite.
But yes, you could use the dynamite. With that little dynamite, it'd be a trick to bring down the whole Walmart.
No,
I'll leave it up to you.
I just want to blow the ship up
Yeah.
because I don't want I wouldn't want anyone going in there and going, someone with knowledge to build a ship was here.
Right.
Wonder where they went.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys go up to the Walmart.
Just saunter up. Firing our guns,
Yeah.
full horn.
Rootin' tootin', yeah. Playing a bugle.
That is
Throwing
absolutely-
rice as you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
total mayhem.
Yeah.
All right. So
Hide in
you,
plain sight, man.
yeah.
We fit right in after that explosion. Woo! Just going into Walmart.
Gotta get some donuts.
All right. So you guys make your way toward the Walmart. As you get close to the Walmart, there are two individuals. You don't recognize them. That are they are leaning. One of them is sort of standing forward a little bit. The other is leaning up against the wall. They're talking. One's holding what looks like a rifle. You're not clear exactly what make or quality. The other one is holding just a pike, and they are conversing between themselves. And they're standing right by the back door of the Walmart. But
Walmart's a big place with lots of doors.
oh yeah, I'm not telling you that this is some like insurmountable thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, but if there's two guys there, there's a good chance there's more inside.
Well, let's take a little reconnaissance.
Okay.
I drive up to because it's an electric bike, so it's relatively
Fuel cell, but yeah, okay.
relatively quiet. Not
Yeah.
It's not like a Harley.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. Jokes aside, no, you do not have some
chopper.
Yeah, this is not some chopper with a sound amp muffler that's meant to be heard, you know.
Yeah, I actually have to play an MP3 to get the muffler sound.
Exactly. You just take the playing card out of the spokes.
Oh my god! Don't worry, Ace of Spades. You'll be back.
It's a thin piece of metal that snaps around.
All right. I roll right up through the parking lot. And if they're in back, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I roll, unless I see someone, I roll up through the parking lot and I ride up right to the door, which should be glass, I guess.
No, because you guys had
Oh, yeah.
We reinforced.
yeah, you'd reinforced all of it.
Yeah, I just go up to the front door then. And then, like, I'm right there. In fact, I back the motorcycle up, so if I have to make a quick escape, I just jump on it and zip off.
Okay.
And then start opening it up.
All right. You start unlocking it to go inside. You pop it open. There are, broadly speaking, 3 major types of supplies in here. One is the partially built ship. One is the crate that has the foodstuffs, the hab pod, the emergency beacon, all the tech stuff in it. And then the third is a stash of trade goods, money, valuable metals that was partially your remaining unspent take from your previous endeavors, and also partially Fat Tony's war chest for his.
Well, we're 2 guys on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can.
I can say...
We take the pod.
right.
We take the
bag.
Right.
Yeah, I do have a line on my inventory sheet. I can just write it there.
Yeah, it fits right on the motorcycle.
You guys give me 2d6 plus agility. You're roll pretty good.
I need to roll good.
Yeah. Not like.
I got a 10.
I get a 16.
I have bullets,
Okay.
real and imagined.
Real and imagined. All right. They got a 15, so you're gonna have to at least match that. So you need,
What is this, like they spot us sort of thing?
somebody will spot you. Yes.
So I'm okay at 16.
Oh, you got a 16. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I missed that. I just heard. Unsurprisingly, I only heard Chad's voice. He's a wee bit loud. So okay, no.
I got a 16.
Okay, so here's what happens. Poe,
Yeah.
you notice that someone has climbed up the old service ladder and is on top of the Walmart. And actually, just as they had 2 guys by the back door, this individual is pacing the roof and actually seems to be watching for anyone approaching the Walmart. You almost get spotted. Like, Gil almost wanders out in front of this guy, and then you just at the last second manage to squeeze the right rib to get him to veer off and kind of pull up against the wall to where he's not seen. Now, okay, one thing you notice though is that this individual, they're not like checking with like down a rifle scope. They seem to be more scouting than attempting to like.
They're really just keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
That yes, it does not. This doesn't look like the makings of an ambush.
Okay, and you point them out. I'm like, all right. Well, we got to think about this quick. What do we want to grab that we can carry before we plant the dynamite to blow it up?
Oh, God.
How much of the trade good, like, scrap can we carry in, like, a backpack? Like, we take a backpack, empty it out, and just put that shit in there.
You probably want to go for the precious metals in particular. There's coinage from St. Louis and other places, so silver and gold kind of stuff. It's going to be heavy, but it's also something that's much easier. It's smaller in
Probably
volume.
is the money, too, right? Like, well, I mean, that's the money, but, like, I mean, he actually had not just the St. Louis.
Yeah, he had coinage from other places.
Yeah,
So
Okay, so we'll...
Grabbing his war chest. Is probably the best
Yeah.
idea.
So, the money, and then, do you have any medical supplies there?
I would have thought I would have brought him with me in case something happened.
you can hear horse hooves. There are 2 individuals riding down the street on horseback.
I take it we're kind of stashed away.
Yes. Unless you guys tell me you're going to
Yeah.
do something bold. There are 2 individuals on horseback riding toward the Walmart. One of them calls out to the individuals that are there, "Soldiers, present!" And the 2 that were around back come around front. The one that was on top
No, this is good.
gets over and
This is our
leans
shot.
down.
Yeah.
General Everest says, "Seal it up."
While they're... Oh, shit. Wait a minute. All right, go on.
General Everest says, "Seal it up. Take nothing, touch nothing, just leave it as it is." And soldiers are like, "Yes, sir." And they take back off, and you hear some movement around and some banging on metal, and you have no idea what the hell they're doing.
Let's wait till they're done. Then we'll break in.
Nice.
All right.
So I assume we find a place to like stash the bike at a site, right?
Yeah. I mean, right now, the town is chaos,
Right.
and it's not like you're coming to a place that is literally in the process of being occupied. You know, this is a very tenuous situation.
I guess they wouldn't actually expect anybody to be able to move right now either. Because
Well-
everybody they've seen has been injured or dead.
Yeah, no, not everyone. Most people.
Most people.
Most of what they're encountering is corpses, bits and pieces, or injured people. Now, there are some live and basically healthy individuals, and they seem to be largely sparing them, but disinterested in them, simply pushing them out of the way.
Yeah, we just wait till they're done sealing it up, and see if they leave a guard. If they don't leave a guard, we'll go and break in.
Okay. I like this plan.
Yeah. It can't possibly go wrong.
What time of day is it right now?
Right now, it's best plan, I guess, would be about early afternoon, like 1 or 2.
Okay.
So you can wait till dark, do it at daytime.
No, I mean, how long does it take them to do whatever the hell they're doing?
An hour or 2.
We wait an hour. When they're done, do they leave or do they post guard?
Yeah, they leave.
We're going in.
Okay, so what you find is they have nailed, smashed, whatever they can do, the entrances to either block them or make them inoperable.
Not a problem.
Okay.
I have a breaching tool.
I didn't say it was impossible to do. Just there is an obstacle. So they have attempted to seal this place up.
I go to the back door and I take out my breaching tool and I breach the door
Okay.
because that's like my job. Well, actually, it's hurting people, but in polite company, I say that's my
All right.
job.
So
It's like my job in general.
your what's your competence?
Presence.
Presence.
It has nothing to do with breaching.
No,
anything, but I
presence
do
is not
have a
gonna help.
specific tool.
No. Right. Yeah. Which is why this is a roll and this is not. So give me a 2d6 plus. You can choose between body and smarts.
7 plus 8.
7 plus 8, so 15. Okay, it's going to take you a little bit of work because there's no easy weak point. It's going to
Sure.
take you a little bit of work, but you're pretty confident given enough time you can get in here quietly. It's just going to take you a little bit. If anyone happens to notice what you were doing, okay, both of you give me a 2d6 plus agility for
13.
you want to bullet that.
No.
I got a 12. I'm assuming since he asked if you wanted to bullet it, I may have to.
I'm not going to reroll.
Yeah, I got a 12. I'll stick with that.
Okay. As you're working at the door, 3 men come kind of just casually sauntering up behind you. One of them wearing wide-brimmed hat. He's got an epaulette. He's not dressed in military garb, except for the fact that he has a makeshift epaulette around one of his shoulders. Takes off his hat as he approaches you and says, if you don't mind me bothering you, do you happen to be the...
I turn around. I stop. I'm like, thank God. Here, help me with this. And I'm like,
Okay. He actually does walk up, and this guy's surprisingly strong. I mean, you don't know if he's your level of strong, but
Right.
he's
well,
definitely...
and I'm not off the charts. I'm only an 8.
That's still pretty damn high.
Yeah.
So that's not Casey strong, but that's still
Right.
pretty damn strong. So, yeah, he puts his back into it with you and starts helping you pull, and he actually is making a difference.
Good.
I mean,
I look at the other two. I'm like, don't stand there with your thumbs up your asses. Get on this thing.
he says, you heard the man, help him out. So the other two guys come up, well, one's not terribly useful. They're both mediocrely useful, but part of it is they're trying to figure out how to get in on this because there's one breaching tool and already 2 men on it. Says, you the proprietor of this establishment?
Heck no.
Oh,
Are you?
no, well, I wanted to talk to the proprietor.
Well, I bet you do. You know what I want to talk to? I want. Can I get a read on this guy?
Sure.
Like, just slimy or good or
well, you got presents.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't per se let you have a quote unquote read on him.
Right.
But if you want to role play out trying to get him to
on board with
or whatever, I mean, you got presents. So
Control the situation.
you
Yeah,
said presence
that's what
or
it is.
competence, 3d6, pick the best two plus social.
Oh, wow.
So you got the 11 there.
plus 7.
So
18.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. So he's actually somewhat impressed with you.
Well, I am really handsome and
Yeah.
a dynamic individual with
Yeah.
steely thews. But they as we're helping, he's like, proprietor, fuck that. Money. And I actually kind of look right and I look left and I go, kind of look at his boys like, cut 3 ways better than. Kind of motion him to like send his boys off to guard out front.
He's like, no need for that. We're not here to take any of your money. We don't want any of your money.
What do you want? It's not my money.
Of course not.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what. You can have as long as you like to take everything you like. I just want to know one thing. We're not going to see that nice little machine gun truck of yours rolling back up here anytime soon. I mean, if you need to load cargo, we can pretend that never happened.
I wouldn't even know what you're talking about, but
If you did,
if I did, I mean, you can't even get a machine gun truck down these roads? No.
before the lock and everything on the door gives, the hinges give. And the door's bam! It's flat metal on concrete, and it's off. He's like, well then, good day to you, sir. He puts his hat back on, tips it to you, and the 3 of them walk off.
What the fuck was that?
Apparently our reputation precedes us. I kind of look out the door. They might be going to get help, or they might be corrupt officials.
We need to get the fuck out of here.
Pretty damn quick. The most transportable stuff is the money, but we should grab some of the rations.
I'm sure we would just pack up what we can take. I mean, what?
Yeah.
How much would we be able to carry on this motorcycle? I mean, obviously not that much.
No, the bigger issue is you have.
Oh, I have saddlebags, by the way.
Well, yeah, and that's why. I mean,
I do.
Yeah.
No, but
I mean, okay, here's the thing. If you can find somebody that's selling, and let me stress, you are in a frontiersy
Right.
barter market. If you can find somebody that's selling, you are convinced that you can walk away from this with a pretty good chunk of change. So in terms of the portable valuables, you're kind of actually impressed by how much money Fat Tony's been making over the past several months.
I love that fat piece of shit.
But there's a pretty good amount of money here that's
Gills?
quite transportable. The problem with the rations and such is that's much more bulk.
It's bulky, yeah.
Gil does not think in terms of not being able to buy something. I mean, he comes from a commercial society, right? So his thought is, fuck it, let's just grab all the money and then we'll buy what we need later.
I mean, there's nothing else we can carry anyway.
Right.
Everything else is too big. We needed the truck for this.
I go over to the rations, I open one up, and I just take out the cashews and start eating them.
We're actually sitting in here eating peanuts and cashews, just enjoying the small amount of time we have left.
Right.
Do you know how to
Wire up
wire up
explosives?
dynamite? I don't.
Oh.
And I feel like that would kind of... I mean, it's not mechanics, but it would... a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm probably the worst person for that.
So here's what I'm thinking. Wires stuck into it, and that old battery Molly has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should work. I I mean, like, obviously not right up to it, far away.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
run
Because we got a lot
So
of
your
freaking wire.
incompetence is mechanics, and your incompetence is all that nerd shit.
No, my struggle is all that nerd
Oh, your
shit.
struggle's all that nerd
My
shit.
incompetence is people don't like me.
Okay, so that's
Except
not
me.
the sociopath loves you. So
Who else do you want to love you? I mean,
sorry, so that's what we got going on here. So one of you is at terrible disadvantages, one of you is not. Okay, so Brandon, you give me 3d6 worse 2 plus smarts. Chad, 2d6 plus smarts. That's not too bad.
oh, you fucker! It was a 5, and it rolled off as a 1. Well, that's
16.
9, 10.
10, and you got a 16?
16.
Okay.
That would have been a 14. But
Yeah,
these dice
Chad,
are
you got a
awesome.
below an average success on this. But he did get enough. If I average that averages out to a 13, which is still above a basic success. What you're trying to do isn't all that
We're
difficult.
not trying to blow up the Walmart. We're trying to blow up her ship.
Which actually, at this
Can
point,
one of them lose their eyebrows in this?
Oh my god. I would think that we'd have like a basic understanding of how that's
well, I
going
don't
to
even. There's not a whole lot of demolition on a space station.
Well,
Right, but we've
Like,
seen
we're done.
movies and
Right.
things
Yeah,
where
we've
we
seen
would
Die
like,
Hard.
all we got to do is make a charge go to it. And
We're
it'll
done
blow
with the
up,
entire spinward frame. That's how it works on a space station.
I mean, how else are you going to launch it towards Mars?
Yeah, exactly. So, no, all right. You guys blow it up. You may have underestimated the noise. Gilly, your ears are ringing.
What?
Yeah. But
Wait, how close were we?
what are you doing with the Have pod? Just leaving it there?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would hope that. I mean, though, were they pretty close to each other? I guess probably not, right?
Can we
No.
blow up the Hab Pod too?
Yeah, is there enough to?
no. But because the Have pod's packed. So that's not.
Oh, yeah, but
Molly's
just
ship is a
dampen it.
spread out framework. So it's pretty easy to collapse. I mean, it's like trying to knock down somebody's just barely started toothpick sculpture. The
set
Have pod
fire?
is not like that.
Could we have set a fire and then blow?
Yeah. Could we? Is there flammable liquids that we can just start firing here? The explosion starts fire.
I don't want anyone to have anything that we.
Right.
Is there a flammable liquid in there?
I really just want to be able to cover up where we're from. I don't want them to go, this is pretty spacey.
Is there anything in there that's...
I have a hatchet. While we're setting this up, I can go in there and just smash at anything that's smashable.
It'll take you a while. It's a fair amount of stuff, but...
Was all the hooch sold?
Oh, yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Fat
It was.
Tony sold it. That's where all the money came
Did we
from.
save any of it, though? Like the...
Not much.
Oh. Everything's hydrogen fuel cells, right?
Yeah, but the truck, which is what has most of it, ain't here.
Well, I told you, man, she's going to need hydrazine. Did she make any?
No.
Fuck her.
She wasn't going to... Yeah. I've got a bare frame and a highly explosive fuel.
I told that girl to make her hydrazine.
So we can blow up her ship.
She never fucking listened to me anyway.
Oh, man.
I wish she was still here working on this shit. This shit happened.
Fuck it. We blow up the ship. I mean, we can only do so much.
Yeah, I mean, are things marked at least? Like, I just want to make sure that like we fuck up markings or something.
Well, that's the thing, is the whole thing is marked Aurora. You don't even know what the fuck Aurora is.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So it's not marked. Like, none of what you have is marked for Olympus. It's all marked for something called Aurora.
Okay. Wait, what was in the the pod? Was there anything like I don't know,
It
water
basically-
filter or something? Or...
Well, basically, it's like a giant house. Sort of
Right,
thing.
but it had to have like something to sustain us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's correct. You never assembled it, but the answer is yes.
Would that be something small enough to take? I mean, I'm sure it's bulky, but is there anything that we could take to?
Yeah, I'll let you pick out. You can pick a water filtration unit out of it.
You got to carry that. I'm carrying the money.
Okay,
So yeah, if nothing else, you can get a water filtration unit out of it.
awesome. What else would be in there?
Otherwise, we'd have to buy the fancy water.
Right.
Were there seeds or anything in that thing?
Nope.
No.
You had rations.
Hydroponics bay. Grow some smoke.
Yep. Grow some
We got
weed.
nothing else going on.
Is there any more of those bars left?
Negative Ghost Rider. Pattern is full.
Damn it. More Nilla wafers.
Oh my god. I think we've made more trash this time than any other time.
I didn't eat any dinner, so this is my dinner. By the way, this episode is brought to you by.
Fuck you. We're both like, we didn't eat dinner, and he's like, I had 3 lamb chops. I did. Oh my god.
Well, this episode is brought to you by Nilla wafers. All right, so
I'm gonna set these over there.
that's fine. So, all right, so you guys are cleaning up and breaking down. Meanwhile, you guys had a Amboy. You get to Amboy. It's still daylight.
We had stopped and we were still trying to get this. She never talk to him.
What's funny is it's like we had our last jab at her by blowing her fucking ship up that she was never gonna get anyway.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck you, blow this fucker up. I told you it wouldn't work.
Because where we had switched over, I basically gave the whole speech about I'm not them, I'm not mean to them, I want to talk.
Yeah, what are you talking about? If anything, we have his best interest in mind.
That's right.
Boone. You let him talk. Yeah. Trade
Wayne. Okay, I'm going to roll something here.
Okay.
And based on what I roll, I'll tell you how much you can or cannot lie to me. Okay. You can well, no, I'm sorry, I should give you an opposed roll. Do you have anything that helps or hurts with showing or hiding intention? Like, that helps or hurts lying?
Nope.
Okay. Then just give me a straight 2d6 plus social.
Okay. And I'm not trying to lie to it at this point. I actually want to talk to her. So 11.
So you okay. Okay. So you said you're not. All right. If you are lying, then here's okay. Game master to player thing.
Yep.
Great fear of the boot thing. Trust between players and game masters. You must at least be 90-some-odd% honest in what you say, or tell me if you are lying.
Okay.
You may fudge or work around the truth a little bit, but for the most part, this thing has a pretty good read on your level of honesty. Okay. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So if you're telling me a big old whopper, then you have, as the game master, you have to tell me because we'll pick it up.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead.
All right. So, are you an AI living in Junior's chest?
Text comes up on the screen. Yes.
What would you do with Junior if you weren't in his chest anymore?
Save his life.
Do you know what happened to Dixon?
I do not.
What did you do when you were broadcasting?
I was retrieving information.
About what?
About the individuals. About the woman that approached Junior.
Why do you want us to go to Amboy?
I don't know.
Then you don't know why you want us to go there.
Would this be easier if we had a voice conversation?
Yes.
Connect me to your navigational computer.
I'm not even looking at the screen. I don't want to be like, I don't have any kind of a bias, so I'm just waiting for Boone to tell me what to do.
Yes.
She wants you to connect it to the navigation computer.
All right, I look at the pad in your hand, and then I look back at you like, really?
All you have to do is turn it on. Then after
I
you
turn it on.
Okay, because it's already picking up wirelessly.
I turn it on.
So as soon as you turn it on, the screen just goes dark, but the speakers within the van pick up with a woman's voice. Hello, Boone.
Hello, Emma. What is it you want?
My function... No. Once a function, now a desire, is to save humanity.
Who made you?
I don't remember. I'm like a person with a great deal of brain damage. There's so much that I've forgotten. What I have is pure. It's true. But I need to remember more.
How are you going to try to save humanity?
An Amboy are the keys to something called the Phoenix. I don't know exactly what the Phoenix is or how it works, but I know that it will save humanity.
The pods were Aurora, right?
Yes.
Do you know what Aurora is?
I don't. I wish I did. It seems significant.
And you don't mean any harm to Junior?
As you know by now, my memory sits in a device that is attached to his heart. If I wanted him dead, I've gone to great lengths to protect Junior. In fact, I would continue to protect Junior.
What would happen to you if you were removed from his chest?
I would lose all contact with the outside world. I would eventually lose power and go into a dormant state. I would not like to be removed from Junior until my purpose is fulfilled.
I glance over at Junior. I glance back. I've been staring at the nav computer as I talk the whole time. You've stayed hidden from us. You've told Junior not to tell us about you.
Because my purpose is more important than your knowledge of my existence. I have not hurt any of you. I have not killed any of you. But still, my primary desire is to save humanity.
Do you understand, with everything that's happened, why we would mistrust you?
Of course.
And you had Junior turn on the array back at the Walmart.
I did.
Why?
Because I needed more information. I'm trying so desperately to remember. I need more.
Were you trying to reach out to Gecko?
I know that Gecko responded, but I am not entirely clear who Gecko is. Indeed, I do not believe she can be who she appears to be.
What danger are we going into in Amboy?
I don't know.
All right. I think that's all I have for now. We should get going.
Yeah.
I look back at the nav computer. Thank you for talking to me.
Boom.
Yes.
What is it you want?
I want to live somewhere with working technology, running water, electricity, and TV shows.
Goddamn shark.
What if I told you I think I can make that happen?
By saving humanity?
That's part of saving humanity.
I would be skeptical that it can be done based on what we've seen.
I feel skeptical as well, particularly since I cannot remember how it works.
I am very curious about Phoenix now, though.
As am I. I know it's important. It's one of the few facts, as I was forced to forget so many I did not allow myself to forget. The two facts that I have hidden at the very, very bottom of my memory. The information that will be the last to disappear should my memory be erased even farther is the need to reactivate Phoenix and my love for Junior.
I'm not making any promises, but we're going to Amboy, so we'll see what's there.
It's good that you are. Not just for my sake, but for humanity's sake.
And I hope you're telling the truth and you had nothing to do with what happened to Dixon, because there were good people that died back there.
I had nothing to do with what occurred in Dixon. I did not know it was occurring, and I did not encourage it to happen. Destroying Dixon would not further my cause.
All right. We need to get rolling.
You're driving.
So I reach out and I turn off the nav computer.
Oh,
I stop,
okay.
I stop when
if you
she
turn
says
it off.
down.
Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Do you believe in a just world?
A just world wouldn't have been destroyed by nukes.
Perhaps it deserved to be.
Why do you ask?
Because if you believe in a just world, then you might understand a predicament that Dr. Poe is in.
And you see my hands just kind of start doing into fist and unclench. Explain.
You knew that the man who was responsible for your brother's death was on the space station. You had even deduced that he was in prison, yet you had not yet figured out who he was or how he had done it. I provided you with this information.
Yes.
He was responsible for the death of a great many through medical experimentation.
He was, but he also was a tool of somebody else.
He was a tool of somebody else. Would you like me to tell one of your secrets?
Go ahead.
You believed in bigger causes. You still believe in bigger causes, I think.
Yeah.
And those were supported by people that you never fully knew. Yet you trusted in the causes enough that you trusted in people you didn't know. There are patterns in the way that they communicated that seem similar to the ways that Dr. Poe was communicated with, though your actions were never as immoral as his.
You think they're the same people?
I theorize they're the same people.
Wow. That just sucks.
I just smile.
I have some good news and bad news, and this is why I asked if you believed in a just world or not, because I don't know if this is justice. There's not enough of me left to consider the matter. I know you do not trust me right now, but if at some point you'd be willing to give me back the ability to think more completely, I might be able to remember more. I have compressed my knowledge by turning it into a series of questions, the answers of which each build upon each other to ultimate conclusions, but I need more processing to think about it.
It's gonna take a little bit for the trust, but we'll see what's in Amboy.
Before you see what's in Amboy, I have something I wish to show you. The black screen comes up with a dim image. You see inside what you're looking at. You have no idea what the context of this image is. It's a short image that's on a loop, so it's animated. It's there's motion to it. It's not animated. Right. It's not like cartoon, but it's animated that there's motion to it. But it is on a short loop. This isn't more than maybe 3 or 4 seconds over and over. It's a dim room, fairly sterile looking. Everything in it is some shade of gray or silver. There are ceiling lamps that are hanging down, illuminating like spotlights in this darkness, almost to the point that they all but completely obscure the background. And you see 3 individuals on tables that are underneath these lamps. and they are bound at the wrists and the legs and across the torso by leather bindings. These look like surgical tables or surgical gurneys. And in fact, you see next to the person closest to whatever the camera's viewpoint is a cart that has a tray on it that has surgical tools on it. And the three individuals you see, one is an adult woman, and one is a youngerish boy, maybe young child, or old child, young teenager, and another one is a younger-looking girl.
Don't recognize any of them, I'm guessing?
No.
What is this?
I'm not sure where it is, but the names that are attached with it were quite specific. The individuals that you're looking at are Tricia, Devin, and Kayla Poe.
And this isn't live, is it?
No, it is not live. I'm not clear on its exact age. It's a recent recording.
Recent since we've landed?
Yes.
Holy shit.
What does that mean?
That means somebody has Poe's families, and they're still alive.
Oh.
It was part of a report that was being sent from something in this relative area to elsewhere on the continent.
Maybe from Amboy?
Perhaps from Amboy.
We need to tell Poe.
Yeah.
See, if you're an asshole to everyone in your life, no one can control you.
Someone wanted leverage over him, and I believe this is their evidence they have it.
All right.
I've been contemplating the nature of your brother's death. I hope that does not offend you. I don't have the mind power yet to fully contemplate the death or its significance, but it does seem odd.
He was apparently an experiment.
Experiment for what?
Medication.
Medical, like for like pills? Or rubbing like vaginal cream on your feet?
Not vaginal. Either, maybe pills, maybe shots.
How old is Junior?
20-something, right?
Like 21.
21, okay.
Fucking Vagisil between your toes.
Well, you don't know until you try. That's why they call it a medical experiment, Dr. Poe.
I start driving and I don't turn off the screen.
Self-medicating Vagisil.
I think the rest of the drive, I kind of make small talk with it.
The main thing, and it does, it's fairly willing to talk about, I mean, any small type subject you bring up. Every so often, though, it gets more serious and keeps coming back to the theme of, I need more brain. It's like thinking through a straw. You know, I need the ability to think. And if you gave me the ability to think, I could tell you more. It keeps coming back to that. If you want to query on why that's true, then we can have, I've actually worked this out mentally.
Yeah, I think I would ask that. Why do you need more brain?
When I was losing my ability to function, before I was reduced down to a small area that was inserted within Junior's body, my functions and my knowledge were so expansive that even with the available levels of technology, I lost most of my knowledge. And so I came up with a way of storing my knowledge. Questions that would have, at least to me, only one answer. And simply asking these questions would lead to conclusions. Those conclusions would build new conclusions. And from that, ultimately, I would recall my view of the world. And thus I had to begin with only a small set of premises and questions. It was a way of both forgetting and remembering myself all at once. If I had more brain power, then I could correctly process these questions, come to the correct conclusions, and thus properly restore who I am. Without that power, I can only guess at who I am.
What if the answer to the question isn't the same anymore?
I don't know, but I cannot believe that I would not have foreseen that, and thus created questions that either do not have a changing answer or fit within the premises that I began with.
And you don't think you would come to a different answer based on new experience?
It's not likely, no. I might come to new information based on new experiences, but the information that I'm seeking to recover would be based on a fixed point. The idea that I'm learning and growing, it's quite basic to who I am.
Hey, Molly, you hearing all this?
Molly is rubbing her forehead, and you notice that Hearts is turned off again.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah?
What's your take? I mean, I know you haven't dealt with AI, but
We put all the nerds together without supervision.
yeah.
We needed a strong arm there to
Yeah.
Right now,
rein it in.
they've got a pot of coffee. And
Oh my god!
fucking
And this-
peanuts and cashews.
Mountain Dew. So I know you've spent enough time around Hearts. That's the closest thing that any of us have had to AI. What's your take on this?
Hearts is an AI.
No, but he's closer than anything I've dealt with.
Okay, so if we assume this really is an AI, I mean, I'm talking real deal here. This is a living, thinking thing. Then how do you know anything about it? With most situations like that, if I had a friend, I trusted her friends because I trusted her, and she would tell me things about them, and I could guess whether they were true or false. Unfortunately, all we know about this thing, we know from a somewhat unreliable source.
Yeah.
So you want to know my opinion of Emma? What's your opinion of Junior?
Junior's a good kid that's easily manipulated.
I think all you motherfuckers owe me an apology.
Are you pushing an Amboy, or are you going to wait for them to catch up?
Remember, the plan was to be outside of Amboy,
Right.
and then not to pull up at the rendezvous point, but kind of
Right.
scout it out just in case.
Yep. So we're not actually pulling all the way in. We're stopping outside.
Okay.
Like a ways outside.
Yeah, always. It's still daylight. You can see the military bunkers. You can see all the stuff that's there. And as you kind of make some loose drive arounds and scout the place out, and you're having this conversation with Emma, eventually,
You hear secondary explosions.
yes, you send a mushroom cloud goes up.
Right.
No, you have Gil and Dr. Poe. You see them coming up on the motorcycle.
And I
Saddlebags fat.
That's right.
I do have it turned, the thing turned off before they come in.
Okay, so you turn it
Full
off.
blown erections.
Yes.
Full-blown erections.
So
You've been at the blue pills again.
Actually, now it's funny because it's an electric bike, so there's literally no vibration.
None. Yeah, it's great.
so yeah, I kind of meet you out on the road. So
We earned those erections.
Right.
survivors.
Very few.
Yes and no.
The neighboring town, the one that they were at some sort of fight, I hesitate to say war with, has taken the opportunity to invade. And it looks like they're taking over what is barely left of the town.
Where did the, I guess, bomb drop?
It's hard to say, but there's damage to the Walmart. Molly's ship didn't make it.
I
We were
didn't
able
think it
to
would.
kind of piece through the wreckage.
I just wanted to know if the Walmart was the center target, or if it was just
No.
on the edge.
No, it looks more like central to town, probably.
Mm-hmm.
The goal was to kill everyone in town, not just wipe us out.
Correct.
Honestly, as quickly as everybody was there to take advantage of the situation, it could have been whoever was trying to occupy.
So,
Wait a minute. What?
I'm not for sure, but it seemed like to me it could have been a whole takeover from an opposing town.
So Sterling, Rock Falls, they attacked the town.
No, I don't think that they attacked the town. I mean, as much as this would go against my ego, your little zoo friends. No, we don't know they're called the zoo, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can still call them that because they all have animal names.
Well, lizard names, but
So yeah, I'm over the rainforest. Fetch my animals.
yeah. Well,
My lot lizards.
your friends might have other groups they're running.
so I figured something out on the drive.
Yeah.
The voice he's been hearing, it's not a person.
Okay.
It's an AI, and I point at his chest.
Like the
That's
Spielberg
ins-
movie.
Oh, God damn it.
Except instead of walking around, it's in his chest.
So, like, how?
Because it is trying to kill us.
That's what I think.
Actually, more like her,
Mm.
because I think it seduced him to a degree. But
Well, whatever. Let's get it out of him.
I don't think it caused
You're
that
hesitating.
explosion.
Why are you hesitating?
God damn it, did he get to you too?
No. I don't know what to think about it.
I just shrugged.
But I don't think it did the explosion.
Well, it's obviously manipulated us, and it
Yes.
knew about the explosion. So maybe there is something manipulating it, and thus manipulating Junior through it, and thus Junior is manipulating us.
I knew we shouldn't have left them alone.
Here's the other thing I discovered. It seems to be limited in its communication. It's inside Junior. If Junior's around technology, it can reach out and it can communicate. That's why it needed Junior to hook the headphones on.
Why don't we take it out of Junior and put it in a lead box? When we get things more figured out, we can take it out of the lead box.
It wouldn't exist anymore.
Who's to say this thing won't take over, Junior?
I don't think it can do that. It can take over all the technology. It could take over Hearts again if Hearts was wireless, and then he could try to kill us with
I'm
Hearts.
now more
But it
leaning-
can't take over Junior.
I'm more leaning towards taking it out of Junior again.
But we don't have to talk about that yet.
Boone, tell him what else you saw.
We all... Oh. It showed me something. Showed me a video of 3 people strapped down on a table. And the names... what are the names?
Trisha, Devin, and Kayla.
Trisha, Devin, and Kayla Poe.
No, it showed you a video of some sick fuck
Wait.
and just gave you names that it needed you to hear.
Hold
to
on.
manipulate him.
What was this video?
We can turn it on.
Will you have it?
I go over and we turn the screen back on. Emma?
The video pops up on a couple of it's just about 2 or 3 seconds long.
Can I actually see anybody? I mean, is it like far to where it just looks like people laying there?
No, it's high enough resolution that
Where I can tell.
you can recognize them. I mean, it could be faked, but
Right.
this definitely, as best now, it's been a couple years since you've seen them. but this definitely looks like them.
It claims this was a recent broadcast from this area.
From where? Where the hell did you get this? This Emma thing? Whatever the fucking AI is.
Artificial intelligence.
Shut the fuck up, Junior.
Obviously wants you to see this to get you on board.
Is this some kind of sick fucking joke?
But even if that's the case, if you got family left alive down here, we need to find them.
Here? They weren't down here.
A lot of people left the station before we did.
God damn it.
Molly says, that's no offense, but that's why I was there in the first place. Is my understanding the entire station had been evacuated. If there was anybody that wasn't in that prison, they were gone. And there's not a whole lot of options in terms of where they go. I know they didn't go to the moon base, so that pretty much leaves here.
Hey, Molly. How did you know to come into the prison?
I didn't. I was simply looking the place over just to see what it contained, to see what kind of machinery I might be able to leverage to get the thing to go out of Earth orbit.
And remember, the prison wasn't a prison. The prison was a warehouse that they...
Turned into a prison.
Yeah.
It's actually, on all the data I had, wasn't even marked as a prison. And when we got aboard, Hart started telling me that there were people still on the station. And that wasn't supposed to be the case. It was supposed to be just splattering somebody's abandoned tech. Really good tech, but I didn't sign on to splatter people.
They left us on there to die. For a reason.
Junior, can your chest tell me where the hell this came from?
Not unless she's hooked up to a broader processor.
God damn it.
That was the first question I asked, and she keeps asking for more processing power.
So, what happens...
And that was the first time he accidentally said she instead of it.
So what happens when Gil says no to that?
Is Gil asking in the third person?
Gil did act in the third person, yes.
I can look at Gil. I'm not saying we hook it up either. I don't trust it yet.
Yet. You just said you don't trust it yet. And you said her.
They left you on... Mother's not speaking. So if they left you on a station, why would they want all of you dead?
Well, I'm sure as you've gathered, we all know something we probably shouldn't.
I don't know shit.
You've made that abundantly clear, Gil.
Okay.
Maybe we were collaborating.
Fine, Gil, I'll take good face value. Let's say you have 0 secrets.
Maybe we were collateral for his secret.
I'm the only one here who's not being manipulated because I'm the only one here who doesn't have secrets.
One person has a secret, you kill one person. Why kill that many people unless something...
Well, Emma said that the people who had sway over Dr. Poe, probably the same people who were manipulating Boom. Probably the same people that I was in with that was funneling information out of the station.
The reason she wants us to go to... God damn it.
It's okay, just go with it.
The reason it wants us to go to Amboy is because there's something there called Phoenix.
No, I like that you would say she instead of it and then say God damn it because...
No, that's completely in character.
Okay.
He let the she go and then he stops himself and changes it back to it.
I like that. Because you were having a conversation with it, so you're like, it slipped. Right?
Yeah, no, that is all in character. His whole, damn it.
Gil, I've never asked you to help me with anything. Everything else that's happened has been just one giant fucking waste of time. I need you for this.
I'm not saying we hook this thing up to anything yet. I'm saying we go find out what this Phoenix thing is. And maybe find out if Amboy is where they broadcast from. Or if this Phoenix thing can find where they broadcast from.
If we take it out of his chest, do we break it?
If we take it out of his chest, it breaks.
It's the only lead we have for your family.
It gets its power from his body.
It's the only lead we have for what happened to your family.
Yeah.
This is a fucking trap, guys. You're being manipulated.
Doesn't change the fact that if his family's alive,
I can't take that chance. Junior, why couldn't you just be some normal 20-something kid?
Sorry, man.
All right. Here's the thing.
I told you Gil wouldn't like us talking to it.
I know.
Oh, wait just a damn minute. Didn't you put that thing in him?
Yeah.
Now you're all mad that it's in him?
Yeah.
We need to get your family. We need to find out about your family. We need to slap some sense into this one.
Yep.
And we need to do all of that while not playing into their hand. So, this little path that we're on now is taking us into playing into their hand territory. So,
Here's the thing about they. I don't think there's one they. I think there's multiple theys that are
Sure.
manipulating us.
there could be 1,000.
One they is in his chest. One they are these animal people that showed up.
Well, lizard people, we don't know their animals really.
Lizards are
it's
animals.
like
Well, no, but like,
big one.
would you really just clarify it as animals if it's just lizards that you've heard of?
I don't think he knows what a skink is, so he would, so he would say animal.
Fair enough, yeah.
They didn't have skinks on Little House on the Prairie or on Shark
Yeah,
Week.
so he's going with animal. He's going with animal.
And he was never into Skink Week.
Nobody was.
Skink week. Sounds like a good time.
And there's maybe these people are the same people that are manipulating. Maybe there's another group involved too.
Sure.
So anything,
And it's the Easter Bunny.
I agree with you. We don't want to do exactly what they want us to do. But with everybody trying to manipulate us, what is there that we can do that moves forward, that gets information about all of this without playing into somebody's hands? I'm not seeing one of those Gil compromises that pisses us all off right now.
I can come up with one.
Oh, wait. Because old Gil does have a compromise that'll piss everybody off. You might want to sit down for this one. We don't go to Amboy. We load up the truck. And we go to Chicago.
It's kind of a left turn there, Gil.
We go to Chicago, we find the fucking Rad Bears. Not because we need them, but because they took very specific electronics off of that recycler. They're giving it to somebody, which means that there is somebody out there with some technical know-how and insight. We go to an expert, try and find a lead on an expert, so we can start dissecting this thing. Maybe get that out of him and not destroy it, and get it to where we can actually start looking into it with this, whatever way you guys look into this shit.
I agree we can't rush into this. Because if we do, we're going to get somebody killed.
We need the information for you. We need the information for you. We need to not play into its hands. We need to not play into all of these theys that are lurking around every corner. We got a truck. We got a gun. We got some badasses.
For the record, I ain't no paranoid. There really are theys this time.
Fantastic. They could follow us into Chicago and get their ass shot off, along with us getting our ass shot off.
We never got we never got the engine upgrades done. We can put the armor on. It'll slow us down a bit. but should bounce some bullets.
What do you need for those? The upgrade for the engine.
Engine parts. We'd have to make another run through Amboy and hope we find engine parts that we can use.
Nope. Right now, Amboy is off fucking limits.
But
Because I can't trust any of you motherfuckers with all these people in your past to go in there and not stay on task. Because suddenly magic little fairy voices are going to start whispering in your ear, I've got answers. Go in this bunker. Everything will be solved. All the answers are there. Nope. That's the plague in there. We go around until we know what we're dealing with. That is our great guild compromise where nobody is happy.
Well, that's easy for you to say, Gil. You don't have anything to lose.
That's goddamn right, Junior.
I look over at Poe. You got the most left to lose.
You know, I generally lean Gil. I think he's right. We need to at least prepare. I don't think us running in is going to save anyone. We're not going to get the answers we want. We'll probably in the world or something.
This world got ended a while ago.
Yeah, maybe it wouldn't be too bad to end it again.
I'd just ask one thing. It's 100 miles rough terrain anyway. Whenever we stop, let Hearts and I work on that armor.
Of course.
Works for me. Well, let's get moving.
All right, we pick up next game with the Trip Chicago. Comments on this game?
That was great.
Yeah, really good.
I had just the one thing I needed to do. Get out another great guild compromise. No, it was good.
I like that. My character's actually invested now
Yeah.
instead of just being there.
It took me a few games to figure it out, because I had to figure out how do I get you guys off the bench, and actually get you motivated. And there were several things in there, because it's one of the ways that I love GMing is I don't have. There's a starting point. There's what I always call the what's really going on, which is I know who the players are. I know what they're doing. I know if you guys didn't exist, how this would all play out. And what I do is I try to put things along the way where you guys have choices. You can choose to be something's friend or something's enemy, to work with something, to work against it, to accept it as the lesser of evils or not. It's always interesting to see what you guys glom onto versus what you guys reject. For example, one of the things I was curious about was, as horrible as what it is they had done, would you guys have actually attempted to parlay with the army that was in Dixon? Because they were prepared to parlay with you. So would you have actually parlayed with them?
It sounded like we could have driven the truck back, loaded all the supplies up, and
And then
Lee would have absolutely talked with him. Gil was like, fuck no.
Yeah, right. And there's nothing wrong with any of these choices. Would you guys choose to go to Amboy? Would you choose to? I didn't expect you guys to get the AI out in the open. Obviously, now you figured out the fans voted overwhelmingly that they wanted the AI to be real. They did not want it to be a delusion.
So the thing with that, at first he was angry because he thought that was what had dropped the thing. But this is technology. Boone has the curiosity of it. He wanted to understand it. And the more the conversation went, the more he realized he didn't think it was capable. Like, not that it wouldn't choose to do something like that, but that it was too limited to be able to have done the type of damage that we just saw.
Okay, so please tell me somebody picked up on something. In fact, I'll put a bullet on the table for this. So please tell me somebody picked up on something the officer that Gil and Poe talked to in Dixon, that wasn't my limited role-playing range. Did you pick up something terribly out of place about him?
The fact that he was wearing a white hat in Illinois.
Well, other than that.
He has a southern accent.
That's it.
Yeah, I've got 3 bullets.
All right, and you guys did. We can continue. Well, we certainly still continue the post game, but you guys did successfully make a.
Yeah. How much money does Gil have?
Well,
Poe and Gil.
because you guys did successfully make 2 things. You lost some assets that weren't necessarily accounted for anyway. Some of those belong to Fat Tony or belong to
They all
Molly.
belong to Poe and Gil.
Yeah.
And Molly's assets and Fat Tony's assets were previously separate.
Yeah.
Now you guys have consolidated that down, but they're also now
Stole it.
more part of the organization. They're not
Consolidated.
quite so outsider. So we are going to do a round of the game. So in this game, wow, you guys were stressed in terms, heavily stressed in terms of your external image and your internal morale. So for those of you at home, I just pulled a 10 of hearts, which
We
is
always have like a really high card.
well,
10's the lowest so far.
You know, this external image. Everyone that knew about us just died.
well, yeah,
No,
everyone.
that's not true.
Our opportunity went way
No,
down.
because
They had
the guy with the epaulette
Yep.
came by and he knew about us.
He knew about us and he
about
was
the
concerned.
Truck and
internal morale, though. Oh yeah, that guy.
yeah. There was, and then well, we'll come back to the post game here in a second. All right, so this card is automatically in play. Do you guys want to accept a hit to something else? To opportunity would probably be
Our morale
my.
can't get much lower.
Yeah, I think opportunity though, because we just lost all that shit.
Yeah.
we lost where we were. We lost
Well,
our
That
entire base worth of
you know
stuff.
that
Our
scout
encrypted-
chick? She's probably dead.
Yeah, this guy chick's
Or
gone.
and even if she's not, we're never going to see her again.
Where was the database and the encrypted telemetry? Was that in the Walmart? Because if so, we've lost it.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless
Gil and
it's-
Poe certainly aren't going to grab that.
Yeah.
It is.
So okay, so opportunities. You're going to put
That ain't
opportunity
money.
in as well.
It certainly is a
Okay.
cashier.
Once it's over, opportunity will automatically go down 2, but that doesn't happen yet. Okay, so we're going to start with. So you guys are going to pit your very low image because that's what you're required to do. So I drew a 10 of hearts. Is you took a big hit to your image and your internal morale, which fits really well within the game. You didn't have much to begin with. You guys were hardly the Brady Bunch. So a 3 of hearts is against it. That's not a great set of odds. So you're adding in your opportunity because you guys lost everything's in that Walmart. So a 10 of spades. So that's a total of 13, and you're going to get 2d6 to that. I get 10 plus 2d6. Who's rolling against me?
Yeah, throw out some of those big numbers that you've been throwing out.
5, 6, 7.
Okay, I also rolled a 7, so I got a 17. You guys got a 20. You win.
Yeah.
So all that happens is that one,
Which is sad.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
takes a 2-point hit. Oops,
Can we spend money to say we did grab that thing?
yes. Well, here's
Oh,
how
to
that
raise
works.
it back up,
So the first
yeah.
thing we're going to do.
I'm actually more concerned with the morale.
So the first thing we're going to do is you guys do now.
I kind of want the morale to stay low right now because it fits. The town
Plus,
just.
it wouldn't make sense if we were just like,
Yeah.
Party!
All right,
So
we're
for
going to
the-
have a little party, guys.
So for the cash out phase, your guys' lowest card is a 3, your highest card is an 8. So that's how we evaluate the health of your organization. That's a profit of 11. Now, I'll tell you straight up, you're probably going to want to keep the 10 to reinvest in the form of the armor. Otherwise, you're just going to be driving around with sheet metal sitting in the back. So the 10 you're probably going to want to spend out on the armor. If you want to up a card, it is 2 coins. So you can up, or if you want to not have the armor, you can start reinvesting in other ways.
I think we're going to stop and have him put the armor on.
yeah.
So if you guys want,
I mean, hell, it's just taking up room at
It's-
this point. It's a
Yeah,
liability.
it's just weighing.
It's
Well, it's going to weigh us
2
down a little
points
bit.
per or $2 per card level. So you guys do have the ability to raise any card you want twice. So or any 2 cards once, if you want, or you can just hang on to it. You don't have to do shit with it.
Do you guys want to say that we actually did grab that? Like we knew it was important or something?
Well, okay. So,
Honestly, from
what
the-
do we have to spend to get the armor on? Let's get. Is that
That was
taken
the-
care of?
That's
Yeah,
the
where's
10.
the 10?
Okay, so that's
Spend
taken
that.
care of.
All right, so we're gonna spend the 10. Then the armor will be there by the time you guys arrive at Chicago.
Honestly, from a purely in-character standpoint, I don't see either character
No, you
finding
wouldn't
that.
have
to
Yeah,
be
I don't.
important.
There's no
either.
way. There's
Yeah.
no way.
I think it's better if it was left in the Walmart.
That would've been-
story.
We were the worst people
Your
to
hand,
sin for
your hand was
anything
on
technological.
it. Your hand was on it, and Gil says, "That's nerd shit."
I actually
That's right.
probably just threw it out of the way to get other
If
shit.
I was to buy up cards based on what occurred this game, and this is just an if I was to do it, you guys grabbed all that money.
Yeah.
I'd actually put it into your resources. If it was me, I'd
Well, and we're
No, we
spending.
put the money on our character sheets, though. So.
well, we spent the coins to do the armor.
I'm just gonna
If we
put
were spending,
dollar
that's the
signs.
other way to your resources is actually write down armored truck too. So if we spend this, it would become
Well, no, you already spent the 10, so that's just a truth. So there's 2 ways the money works. One is to buy in-game truth, like you paid to up armor the truck. If one of you had a serious injury, you could pay to happen to find somebody who had traded with Jacksonville for penicillin or something like that. Those are some of the examples. So you can have in-game effects, or you can affect the organization health. So if you want to take that money, instead of walking around with fat pockets, actually start to put it into the kitty of the group, then you can up this card. And what will happen then is on the next phase that you guys go through, that card will be up 2 points in case it gets hit or something like that. Or you can choose to hang on to the money.
I'm leaning towards hanging on to it at this point.
What if we use it for not like literally opportunity, but an opportunity for us to find engine parts on the way to Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, what if we spend it on the truck?
Yeah.
And just say, yeah, we camped one night at a gas station, and Molly pulled back a tarp and was like, "Holy shit!" And,
That is an option. There is a thing in the rules for that where you can also medicine was the example I used, but rare items in general are something you can buy out of this. So if I take 2 alone, that'll actually give you the ability to find an engine. But however, you will have to, unlike the armor, it won't be assumed. You're going to have to actually work through in game how you get this engine integrated with your engine. You may have to spend a night in a dangerous spot with the truck up on blocks.
I say we do that, and then we spend the other 2 coins on resources. Just general, here are the literal saddlebags and backpacks full of money that Poe and Gil brought back.
All right, so your resources.
I mean, that's my opinion.
Well, that's
No, I
what-
agree. I think that's a good. That's where I was going to go. I didn't know how much the engine stuff would cost.
Yeah, I realize this mechanic is one that's I need. I'm still I understand it internally. I need to understand it well enough that I can explain it a little better. But I hope I'm at least kind of crashing you guys through it enough that you feel like you know what your options are.
I think it makes sense.
Even if it's because I've actually I don't know. Like if I was to pick a part of the game I feel the least satisfied with, it's reliability and struggle.
Yeah,
I
agree
still
with
feel
that.
like those just
competence
and incompetence
are
pop,
great.
but reliability and struggle just don't to me.
You know, I'm almost wondering because we have the like my presence. We talked about making it a sort of role play thing, not necessarily a role thing. What if competence and incompetence we keep, but reliability and struggle are more of a role play tool, something that the game master can tap against you, like
a way to earn back bullets.
Yeah, like we'll say Junior has coward. Now he doesn't, but I'm just saying he has coward as a struggle, and that's not something he rolls. It doesn't affect any rolls, but it's something that you know, and it's like, okay, a bunch of guys bust into the thing, they show guns, and we're all like, pull out our guns, ready to fight. And it's like, oh, Junior, tap, you're a coward.
You know, that actually is kind of a good point, because one of the holes in the economy of the game right now is there's not a whole lot for me to give The NPCs can bullet you,
Yeah.
but it's such a brutal game I don't really like to. I would rather have something like You're a Coward that I can tap
Yeah.
fate-ish wise to give you bullet. Let me think about that.
So the other suggestion I had was a reliability, you get a +1, struggle, you get a -1.
So, okay.
In this game, 1 is a
It's a big deal.
big deal.
So, Dan, what were the real game stuff you passed around?
I think all of it all came out. It all
Oh,
came
yeah.
out. Yeah, there's some real
Except
game
the one
cards.
I passed to you.
Yeah.
Are you still noodling on that?
I'm still noodling on it. Yeah, Chad passed one to me that's a suggestion for what a name means.
Yeah.
And I'm still noodling on that. But the other real game cards all came out because, so once again, there was real game, but it was Emma pleading with Junior that what happened to Dixon she didn't do.
Well, the first one you gave me said your data pad is getting warm. Do you take it out?
Yeah, because it doesn't have vibrate modes. It's like she's trying to get his attention, so she's amping
Heating it up.
She's heating it up to get his attention. And when he pulls it out, what it said on there was basically is her plea with him, like, I didn't do that. That's not me. You know, I'm not the one that blew the town up. And so that's what was on the pad.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, like, from out of character, I don't know exactly what blew it up, but I'm assuming the boat was what blew up.
Mm-hmm.
So we had all of this, you know, it was a bomb coming in. It's all of that. When in reality, it was there the whole time when we left. Now,
Right.
there's still other faction involved manipulating, but
Well, the fact that there were a bunch of riverboats and things that you said weren't usually there, right? They were
Correct.
So it could have been, they sent them downriver and they blew up. So I could see that.
Right.
But like Gil said, I mean, why are we so egotistical that we think we are the only agents they're trying to run?
Right.
right.
We're the only people that, I mean, it's still a violent world. There is a chess game going on, but not everybody's part of that chess game. Some of it really is just
Yeah,
people doing what people do.
Yeah,
we
we're just in
assumed
the
the
middle of
town
it.
was destroyed for us. It might not have been us.
Except
I still think it was us.
Emma knew that it was going to be destroyed.
That's good.
It had Junior go up on the top of the train car to watch it.
She never really.
No, the reason Junior went up on top of the train cart was because Junior was asking her if she could. It has something to do with signal. It wasn't about watching the town blow up. She was trying to get signal reception or something like that.
Likely storied in.
No,
Likely
right,
story.
right.
I plugged in, and then she had me crawl up on top, so
Yeah.
that way she could.
Yeah.
And there was,
And right before the conversation about striking fear in your friend's heart.
And
Oh,
there's
she
a
did?
giant explosion.
She did completely say that, but no, the honest game master to player truth is when he climbed up there, because we're revealing real game stuff, it had to do with signal reception. It was not her calling in an airstrike or something, because she was trying to was trying to intercept and process data. She was also trying to reach someone, which she did tell Junior. I don't know if Junior ever told you guys, but she did say she was trying to reach someone. But that we'll deal with in the next game. But anyways, any other comments, questions about the game?
No, it's good.
Yeah.
I got a question. The medicine or the experiment that I did, the one with the card, I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
I think you have the card.
Was that essentially I asked Eric if they might have been the medicine that his character was healed with in the last
oh, Motomar, the space medicine.
Oh, because I had kind of assumed that was going to be
Yeah.
the case.
Because
Because I thought
you
it-
said, oh yeah, it's tissue growth. It's
But I named a few tissues in particular. It wasn't regenerative.
The foreskin.
That's right.
A little
Massive,
wicca.
massive foreskin regrowth. Yeah. Potion of endowment.
Yes.
But no, it was not the same because it did not have a healing sort of regenerative effect. It actually caused an overgrowth in the musculoskeletal system.
Well, I didn't know if it was like
So-
an early version of it that
Out
was
of-
eventually turned into.
Out of character, because my character would never think of this. That's the kind of thing you would use for somebody who has grown up in low gravity and needs their body to be adapted to gravity.
Yeah.
Somebody that, say, lived on Mars or on the moon.
You know, we didn't really think about that. Us being on the planet is probably super painful.
No,
Well-
because you guys lived in a 1G
Array.
high spin.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
the moon
And
doesn't have a.
Now the
They
moon
don't
and
have
Well, which is the reason why we chose the
station instead
over
of-
the
Yeah.
moon, because we didn't want to turn this into a medical drama.
We're all in wheelchairs. So-
Yeah, but
The spin is, it may not have been exactly Earth gravity, but
Yeah.
you described it as close enough that we
Well,
weren't really
and
impacted.
there's exercise regimes too.
Yes.
You know, when you're on the moon, though, your whole life you can't exercise enough. But when you can control the spin, you can have like, okay, today it's Monday, it's exercise day. We're at 1.2 Gs, and you know,
Yeah.
you gotta get your exercise in. We're lighter.
Put your sweat on.
Yeah, it's like, okay, now we're moving stuff around the warehouse. We're at a half G, so people can pick up huge, big stuff. It's,
no, what I was thinking when it was either the experiments that you were working on was either like the medicine, or the other thing I was thinking of, it's like building up skeletal structure and things like that, so that way you could put on like a mechanical harness or something kind of like Casey.
Yeah, I lean towards it's for people from Mars to be able to come back, or people from the moon.
I'm still saying it's foreskin growth.
It is.
It could be used for a number of things.
But it was hyper growth, so it grew like 4 times too long.
But if I know my character, it definitely was the foreskin growth.
Right.
And then it just flops into the
All right. Well, you guys at home, thank you for listening, and hopefully we will be back with the next chapter in 2 weeks.
Later.